Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ASAP in the morning. Happy 420. It is April 20th. I'm here with Michael. Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Pride. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. There's a lot of playoff basketball yesterday. We had 3 games. So we're going to get straight into it. First one, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Hawks. Again, lost to the Miami Heat, 115-105. Trae Young had a better game, but was okay. Jimmy Butler dropped 45. Do you think Jimmy Butler can continue dropping 45 to make this a sweep, or do you see Atlanta making some adjustments to come back and make this a series?
You know, Atlanta's really besieged by injuries right now. Capella is really a big difference. He makes a lot of difference because he's a rim protector. You mentioned about Ice Trae. He had 12 turnovers. So, you know what I mean? So that's going to change. Do I think they can make a little bit of make it competitive? I think they will. But Miami's on a roll right now. Butler's playing out of his mind. Do I think he can sustain it? Not no 45 points. And in fact, Miami Heat, what's good and bad about them, they don't really have a secured one person to go to at the end of a game. They spread the floor out. They have some great outside shooters, and so you really don't know who to key on. So I think yesterday was Jimmy Butler's day. The next game it could be somebody else. It could be Hero. It could be Lowry. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? So to answer your question, he's not going to sustain no 45 points. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust the Miami Heat team. I said it before. People got butt hurt, and I don't care how you feel about it. It's just another Utah Jazz 2.0. It's another waste of a first of a number 1 seed, because they are at best, the 4th best team in the NBA, or in the Eastern Conference. At best, they're not better than Boston. They're not better than the 76ers. They're not better than Brooklyn. They're not better than Milwaukee.
I agree.
Now, again, this isn't even me mentioning the Chicago Bulls. That's what I'm saying. At best, they're the 4th. There's no threat whatsoever. I don't know if a healthy Clint Capella makes that much of a difference. I don't know if he does. I really don't. I know a lot of people do believe that if they had Clint Capella, the series right now would probably be 1-1. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have that much faith in Clint Capella to be that much of a dominating force where his presence alone will even the series 1-1 at this point.
But don't you think the Hawks would rather have their team in full force as be injury prone as they are right now?
Well, everyone would want to, but I'm just saying, at full force. Like, Atlanta's can't really do anything against any team. Like, this Atlanta team will struggle against the Raptors. Like, now, do they win? That's kind of up in the air. But the point, they would struggle against the Raptors, who I believe is, you can make an argument, is the worst team in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference.
I think they definitely the most surprising team, given the fact of all they've gone through during the course of, playing in the bubble, then playing in Florida, and then going, finally getting back home and playing, and all the things that they've gone through. I think it's a testament to their great coaching. And yes, they are the worst team, but you got to give them a little credit because they've suffered a lot of adversity, and to come back and make the playoffs, I think is pretty good. I
No,
think.
I'm gonna give them credit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give them credit, of course, but at the end of the day, they're still the worst. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
I
I'll
hear
give
you.
you credit for
I hear
getting
you.
there.
Hey, I'm trying to be
No,
devil's advocate.
yeah, no, I give them credit for getting there to get the 5th seed. I get that. Like, I will give you credit because, again, heading into the season, a lot of people genuinely believe this was at best a play-in team. Like, at best, this was a play-in team. So for them to be the 5th seed, hey, hats off to them. You know, they didn't make the play-in. That's very good on them, and they do deserve some credit. They do. You know, I'm not going to take that from them. They're still horrible.
I'm with you. I'm
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
You know what I mean? And again, this is yet another team who also isn't at full strength. And again, I still genuinely believe this Atlanta Hawks team would struggle greatly, would struggle immensely against the Toronto Raptors. You know what I mean? And again, I'm saying this with the Hawks at full force. You know? But again, this is just, maybe it's just me, but I'm not this massive believer in Clint Capella. I think he's a solid big man, you know? I think he's a solid big, you know, you definitely could use him. But I don't know. All this hoopla and all this notion that, man, you know, if Clint was healthy, this would be a series. I don't know about that.
What about a healthy John Collins?
It would make it closer. It would make it closer.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Again, I don't think that would push them over the edge. You know what I mean?
No,
I think if you had a healthy Trey and a healthy John Collins, you would probably push a series of 6. I believe with those two, you could potentially push it to 6.
You know, I think a lot of people expected Ice Trey to play a little bit better than what he's been playing, but then he's getting bombarded. I mean, he's getting beat up as well, and his shooting percentage is horrendous. I mean, I never seen him shoot that bad, and I think he's forcing the issue a little bit too much because he feels the pressure of he has to come through because Capella's out, John Collins is not healthy, and he really don't have a whole lot of offensive weapons that he can go to. And I think the Heat is going to take advantage of it, and they have so far.
And the thing is like, and this just goes to show you that this just goes to show you how hard it truly is to just be the solo guy. You know, just to be the solo guy on a team. It gives you a little more appreciation for what Kevin Durant did last year, taking the Bucks 7. Like, it gives you just a little bit more appreciation for that. Like, the same thing with Jokic, who, you know, we'll get to in a few minutes. Again, when you see him and you know, he's trying, but he just can't do it. It just makes you look back at KD and go, wow, bro, like, wait, we appreciate you that much more. If you don't like him, that's fine. But at the bare minimum, you need to appreciate the fact that by himself, he took this Bucks team, or this Milwaukee Bucks team 7 games. Lennon, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, Lennon? What's up, my man?
What's up, guys?
Hey, one more inch, it could have made a difference. One more inch, you know, he had them size 13s. It might have made a difference. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm saying, man. Like, it makes you appreciate his performance, even if you don't want to appreciate him, his performance all that much more, because now we're seeing guys who have to carry the load. We're seeing guys like, a lot of people are calling Trae Young the best point guard in the league. I think you're delusional if you say that, but some people believe that.
No,
right? No. Like, some people are saying that you're delusional, right? But if you believe that, right, and you're calling him the best point guard in the league, then you need to appreciate Kevin Durant. You have to. You got to appreciate his performance that much more. Jokic, who I believe is the MVP, with what's going on with him, it's making me appreciate the entire Kevin Durant series all the much more. And I already thought, man, bro, it's a hell of a series. And, you know, I was giving KD props, like, bro, you was out there, you was doing your thing. But now seeing this year, it just makes you just take a step back and go, damn, KD, bro, you really tried it. Like, you really went out there. You really tried. If I'm mistaken, I think he played every single minute. He was on the court for every single minute. I think especially that game 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He was on the court for every single minute, which again, and he's not the most athletic guy in the world.
No.
He's not, right? But again, it just goes to show you that like there's levels to it. You know, like in the playoffs, especially in the playoffs, there's levels to it. If you carry your team in the regular season, it doesn't necessarily always translate to the postseason.
And also, Pride and Leonard, the fact is, the way the playoff structure is right now, you have more time off. You have more time to study film. You have more time to plan. And for what KD did last year, even though teams had enough time to plan for him, he still did his damn thing, and it's a great tribute to him. And this year, we're seeing it now with Jokic right now. Teams are planning, and they have the time to plan and watch film and study and, you know, throw different things at them. They got, you know, they got green at them. They're throwing different things at them. And
right.
Preparation. That's what it comes down to preparation.
Lennon, let me bring you in here because I want to ask you something. So obviously the Atlanta just won. Or I'm sorry, Miami won. So Atlanta's down 0-2. Do you think Atlanta can come back and make this a series, or are you calling it a sweep right now?
Yeah, I'm calling it a sweep. It's pretty much just shutting down Trae Young because they don't have any other stars. Yeah, they have some small role players who can sort of step up, but not in the way that Trae Young can, you know?
Right.
So pretty much it would be like contain Trae Young, and then you can pretty much hold them to under 100 points.
Right. And the thing is like, I don't care what no one says. John Collins is not healthy. I don't care what anyone says.
No.
I don't care.
I don't think he has all season.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm telling you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. If he's healthy and he's pulling a Tobias Harris, he is not going to get paid that big contract he wants.
No.
At all. Now, I'm gonna go on the line here, and I'm gonna say he's hurt. I'm gonna say she's playing hurt, and the reason I'm gonna say that is because in these playoffs, you would pay your best players big minutes. Last night he didn't even play 30 minutes. I think it was like 28, 29 minutes he played.
Yeah, it was something like that. I remember seeing the box score.
So it's like if you're doing that, then there's got to be some type of injury going on.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say it's injuries. So basically, you're like the only player you really have, like Bogdanovich, right? He gave you 29, and as much as I love him, he's too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like today he'll give you 29, and tomorrow he'll give you 9 on 29 shots. Like he like, and again, I love him. Don't get it twisted. I love Bogdanovich. I like him. I like his brute, his grit, his mentality of I want to beat everybody and anybody. Like I like that. I really do. But again, it's kind of the same thing with the Timberwolves from game 1. If you got to rely on Malik Beasley giving you 20, what he gave you, like 20, it was like 29 or something like that. If you got to rely on Malik Beasley giving you 25 plus points for you to win, you're not going to win.
No.
It's not going to look good for you. And it's the same thing with this. If you got to rely on Bogdanovich to give you 29 just for you to lose by 10, it doesn't matter what team you're playing, which again goes back into what I was saying earlier, Michael. This team would struggle against the Raptors, who I believe is the worst team in the playoffs on the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to say all of it because I believe the worst team, again, we're going to get into them, the Pelicans. I think it's the Pelicans. And then they somehow, I don't know how I feel about saying that anymore because they just took a game off the Phoenix Suns. So I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know what's going on anymore. That Western Conference, I'm leaving it alone, man, because I said the Grizzlies was going to sweep. I said Suns were going to sweep. 2 games later, I look like the dumbest dude on earth. So I don't know what's going on right now. I'm going to leave the Western Conference alone right now. I'm going to let them figure themselves out. But I I'll be honest with you. I think this is the second most boring series in all of the playoffs. I think this is the second most boring. I think the first boring one is the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors.
I agree.
And Philly.
I agree.
I think Raptors and Phillies for me is the most boring one.
I would say if it was a couple years ago when Kawhi was on the Raptors,
we got a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
right.
It's going to be Kawhi versus James Harden. Yeah, there's no passing up on that matchup.
No. Yeah, if it was like that, I'm with you, but we're not there, unfortunately. We're not a couple years ago anymore. You know, we're not back in ye olden days when KD was still a Golden State Warrior. Back before Clay put on a headband. Russ, I think Russ was still in OKC at that time. Was he?
When Kawhi was in Toronto,
was with Toronto. I think he was he was with them.
No, he was with Houston. I thought
he was with Houston at the time.
Yeah, because I thought they were.
No. He was with OKC.
He was with Toronto in 2019, right? Kawhi was.
Yes,
because I remember.
Yeah.
Westbrook had his MVP season in 2017.
Something like that.
So did he leave? Right?
No, it was with OKC because his first year, because he only spent 1 year with what's it called? With the Rockets.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was in the bubble.
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
So he went there after Kawhi left. If I'm mistaken, I think in the same year Kawhi went to the Clippers and Russ went to the Rockets, and then the Wizards, and then the Lakers.
Did he spend a full year in Washington?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a full year in
Washington. And the year before that was Toronto. Or not Toronto, Houston.
Yeah, so it was a full year with Houston, full year with the Washington, and then a full year with the Lakers. God bless him. He's still getting paid. God bless him.
He's getting paid.
God bless him.
I really hope he doesn't pick up that player option because the Lakers are screwed.
Russ?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. He'll be an idiot not to.
Oh, yeah, no, but I'm just saying for Lakers' sake.
Yeah, no, Lakers want him to take a pay cut. Russ is like, yo, y'all know what y'all can lick.
47 million? Of course he's going to take it.
Like that. Yeah, and this is going to be, and on top of that, this is the last big money deal he's going to be able to get because after this, he's going to want that deal, but no team's going to be willing to give it to him.
Exactly.
So it's like, I gotta make this one count, you know? But moving on, Grizzlies stepped up. And by the way, I love how everyone was freaking out when the Timberwolves won game 1. I was like, look, it don't matter. It went from 4-0 to 4-1. It's going to be fine. Grizzlies got this. 124-96 to the Memphis Grizzlies to tie up the series. Malik Beasley dropped a very cool 7 points. What a guy he is, man. Patrick Beverly won up.
Big factor.
Oh, hold on. I lied. He got traded at the trade deadline.
Oh, okay. So it was like a year and a half in Houston and then a half year in Washington.
Yes.
That's
Damien,
right.
Yeah. Damien occasionally comes through with the knowledge, you know, outside of his.
Good move, Damien. That's cool, Damien. I like that.
But Patrick Beverly decided to one down Malik Beasley, giving you a solid 6 points.
Hey.
Karl-Anthony Towns, 15 and 11.
Yep.
In 28 minutes, which, you know, Anthony Edwards, 20 points in 34 minutes. You know, D'Angelo Russell, 11 points in 24 minutes. Triple J for Memphis had a solid 16. Desmond Bane contributed another 16. John Morant, 23. Tyus Jones gave them 10. Pretty much a solid performance from the Memphis Grizzlies all around. Basic, if you played, there was everyone contributed in one way or another. Literally, like there's nobody who has zeros across the board. I think like the worst stat line here was Steven Adams, who only played 3 minutes. By the way, free Steven. And 0 boards, 0 points, but he gave you an assist, right? So you got something, basically something from everyone. Lennon, let me start with you. Is it still Memphis Grizzlies in 5?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is no doubt that Ja Morant is going to heat up in Game 3. I feel like may get close to triple-double. I could see that happening, but I feel like he knows that he needs to step up in order to save this playoffs. I mean, it's not like it's in any doubt because it's Minnesota, but still. Right. I mean, you never know what could happen with the playoffs.
Okay. Michael, let me ask you something.
Yes.
From the Timberwolves side, Karl-Anthony Towns, he only gave it 15. Is that concerning for you at all that your superstar only gave you 15 points and basically put up, I'm not going to say a horrible performance, but a pedestrian performance at best?
Well, Pride, he only played 28 minutes. So you got to take that into consideration and the fact that it was a blowout game. But I disagree with both y'all. I think that the Timberwolves, now you remember, the object was to win 1. They got 1. Now they go home for 2. So that's the object. Once you get that 1 win on the road like they did, I think it's going to give them some impetus for when they come home. And again, when you have so much time off, like these teams do nowadays, they have time to plan and readjust. I think the Timberwolves are going to come back a lot stronger. I don't think they're going to beat the Grizzlies. Don't get me wrong. I just think they're going to be more competitive than they were last night. That's what I think. I think Cat is not going to have 28 minutes and 15 points, especially at home. And I think that the freak of the week, Anthony Edwards, I think he's going to come out of his bag again. He's a monster. He's out of his mind. And D'Angelo Russell, like you was talking about, Pride, about consistency. It seems like game to game, a lot of players are just not very consistent. Like you may get 28 one game, you may get 8 the next game. So I think consistency is a big factor in the playoff run. But I think that Minnesota is going to be all right at home. Do I think they're going to win the series? Absolutely not.
Just touching a point about Karl-Anthony Towns, even though he played 28 points, he only took 7 shot attempts, which in 28 minutes that's way too low. That's definitely way too low. The only thing I liked was the fact that he didn't settle for threes. He only took 1 3. I did not like the 3. He's probably gonna get fined. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he did the 3 and he kind of extended his foot to try to get a call. But when the way he extended his foot, he could have. I forgot who was contesting it, but he could have tripped them or had them land on his foot and twisted their ankle, and it could have been real bad. So, but outside of that, I mean, my only thing with Karl-Anthony Towns is, I understand it was only 28 minutes, but 7 shot attempts in 28 minutes, no, that simply cannot happen. He only took 1 more shot attempt than Patrick Beverley.
Was he on a minutes restriction because of injury?
No.
No.
I just don't. I don't know. Watching the game, it kind of was. He really wasn't looking for his shot. I don't know why. He really wasn't looking for it. He kind of was just like, here I am playing basketball. Like
basically, if I get a shot open, I'll take it, but I'm not actually going to look for it.
Right, which was bizarre. It was so weird. I you know what I think it is? And this is going to sound like a joke, and I don't think it is. I think he doesn't know how to act when he's up 1-0 in a series. And this is not a joke. This is not me trying to be hee-hee-ha-ha, but you've been a part of a horrible franchise for a while.
Mm-hmm.
When they won the play-in game, they acted like they won the title right then and there. You know what I mean? Now they're up 1-0. Like heading into this game, they were up 1-0. Like, if you want to count the play-in as the playoffs, then you're now 2-0 in the playoffs right now. Like, Some guys don't know how to handle that. And it's not really a pressure thing. It's just, it's been so long since they've been there that they don't know what to do.
Is this
and you know something too, Pride?
first playoff series?
Look at their roster. Look, I don't know about you guys, but Jake Layman, never heard of him. Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, Jordan McLaughlin, Jared Vanderbilt. Who are these guys? Leandro Balmaro, Jalen Noel, Greg Monroe's 88 years old. I mean, look at their roster. I mean, they don't have much. Yeah, and then, for like you said, for Cat to only take 7 shots in 28 minutes with a roster like that, to me, is crazy. But I do think they'll bounce back. They're gonna look at film. They're gonna, do their studying. I think they're gonna come back a little bit better than they did last night.
So, for his playoffs, it says in 2017, 2018, they played 5 games. And then what's today? What year are we in?
2022.
Yeah, so outside of this year, it was a 4-1 loss. I can't remember who they lost to.
Warriors?
And probably. It would have to be the Warriors.
Wait, what year was it again?
17-18.
17-18. Isn't that the year the Cavs beat the Warriors in the finals?
No.
Because I thought it was like Warriors, Cavs, Raptors, Lakers, then Bucks.
See,
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to find it real quick. You're gonna look it up for me, Lennon?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay, cool. Because that I can't remember.
Okay. It was the Warriors that won the title bracket. Houston. They lost to Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. Houston. Yeah. They won game 3. That's what it was. Yeah, so they lost to Houston twice. Then they won game 3 and then lost to Houston 2 more times. And then that was it. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just, a guy who just doesn't know how it is to be in a series you can possibly win.
Yeah.
Another thing it could be is pressure. I mean, they were playing with house money. You head into the situation where Grizzlies should have swept them. They win game 1. And now everyone is saying, hold on now. Timberwolves might be legit. And all of a sudden, there's this. Now people are looking at you and trying to say, oh, yeah, maybe you could do it. Maybe you could do it. And now, I mean, I'm still saying Grizzlies in 5. I don't care.
Yeah. But fellas, I can't disagree with y'all because how many years Cat got in the league?
Oh, wow.
Since 2015.
So it's like,
so that's like
7, 8 years?
6 years?
Long enough to be called a vet. Definitely long enough to be called a vet.
When you say about pressure, although he hasn't experienced it to that extent, come on, man. After 7 years, I mean, you got to be ready. You got to be ready.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, but he's had to deal with being the face of that franchise and in the middle of that rebuild.
But playoffs is different, man.
What about Kevin Garnett? Look what he went through in Minnesota. My point being,
that's different.
Yeah,
because they were a consistent playoff team.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's the difference. Like with Kevin Garnett, they were a consistent playoff team. He won an MVP, and if I am mistaken, that same year he won the MVP. They were the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they were.
I know they were
either number one or number 2 seed. I know it was really high.
I know they were number 1 seed. I can't remember if he won the MVP that same year. But the point is like they were in the playoff mix. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Think about it. This is the first time that in his playoff career, which is very short, by the way. Like I said, outside of this, there's only one other series.
Right.
Only one other series. And this is the first time ever in his career that they gave the Timberwolves any chance to win any playoff series ever. Yeah. This is the first time. And now couple that with the fact that it's the number 2 seed? Yeah, because it's the 7th seed. It's the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of why I like with what you say about KG. That's why I think that's a little different. You know what I mean? Because this Minnesota Timberwolves team, bro, they couldn't even spell playoffs. They couldn't even spell.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't spell playoffs. Kevin Garnett's team, they made the playoffs, and they would flame out.
The only thing my question is, everything you guys said is correct. But when you talk about the pressure, that I have a problem with, only because, like we say, he's been in the league 7 years. So, I mean, first time, I understand what y'all talking about, but come on, when you're an NBA ball player, after 7 years, you know, how long do you say, well, okay, there is no pressure on him, or he don't feel the pressure? When does that come to effect?
When you've been in the regular season, there's no pressure on him. Like that, I'm with you. Like the regular season, he just goes out to hoop. But in order for there to be no pressure, you have to be experienced enough in whatever field you're going to be in. For example, if this is only your 3rd time or only your 2nd time being in the playoffs and you're going to get bounced in the 1st round, I mean, like, now it's different if he's hooping out and he's balling, he's doing everything he can. But game 2, he was just as tentative as you could possibly be. He didn't know what to do with himself.
Okay, now I'm going to hit you up with another one. Okay, so you guys talking about maybe he doesn't know how to deal with the pressure. What if he just don't have the guys to go around with him? Is that on him? I know last night he played terrible. Okay, let's say he finishes up, you know, average like he normally does. Is that saying that
when that happens,
live up to the pressure?
But now that's a different conversation, because like I literally just said, if he's balling and he's doing what he needs to do, then it's out of his control, because he's stepping up, he's putting up the stats, and he's like, "Hey, yo, look, I'm carrying my weight. I'm doing what needs to be done."
Right.
So you can't say it's my fault. If it's a situation like that, then I can't say nothing to him. You can't, because he's putting up the numbers and he's hooping. The problem, though, is he didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, those quick-figured people are going to be ready to push a narrative that he's just not good.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what it is. Like you saying, if he balls out, again, if he does and they end up losing in 5, then hey, they lost in 5. They just didn't have the better team. Karl-Anthony Towns showed up, but you got to get him more help outside of that.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be it. But the thing is, no one's going to give you that benefit of the doubt if you're only putting up 7 shot attempts.
I agree.
Yeah, right on that one. It's like the same thing with football. When Mac Jones, like when I always scream, Mac Jones, you know, he 67% from the, like when I say that stuff, no one ever gives him credit because they threw the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're only doing a small sample size, people are gonna be like, what, like, I can't give you this proper credit. You know what I mean?
Now, fellas, don't you think that he's gonna come out next game on fire, or he's gonna give his 150%?
I expect him to. I expect him to I expect him to in Minnesota, which, by the way, they were saying this yesterday on Sports Sensays. By the way, love those girls. Sports Sensays on Tuesdays. Feel free to check it out Tuesday nights. they said, and I agree with them. This is actually something that like no one really talks about. The Minnesota Timberwolves fan base is one of, if not the most underrated fan base in all the league. That crowd gets really, really, really loud. Really loud. And the guys like the Karl Anthony Towns, the guys like D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, those guys like to feed off of that. So I know someone's going to say, what about Patrick Beverly? What about him? Okay, let's get that out the way. All right. Nah, dude,
he's a thug. He's a thug. That's why he's a thug.
No, he's not. No, he's just not good. He's just not good. I don't care what anybody says. But
dude, that's how I feel about Draymond. Like everyone's like, I'm like,
I don't know. Hey, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
Draymond. Like I said, he may not be the best. I'll give you that one. But he ain't no Pat Bev. He's way better. Way better than Pat Bev.
No, I'm not saying he's not like Pat Bev. I'm just saying more of.
So you think Draymond's a little overrated, is what you're saying?
A little bit. I mean, not because of what he does, because he does a lot on the floor, and he does a lot to contribute. It's just more. I feel like he could step up a little bit more to help out.
Ooh.
I wouldn't say that, but I'll be honest. I don't think he can. I don't think and this is going to sound messed up. I don't think he's talented enough to.
But Leonard, he runs the offense and he runs the defense. Even though he's only getting 5-6 points a game, 7-8 rebounds, 8, he dictates the offense because of his passing ability. The fact that when he's in the game, he directs the offense and he makes Curry and now Thompson. And then the other guy who's been going berserk too, it makes it a lot easier for them three.
But that's
and then you got Wiggins. So he's doing what needs to be done.
And that's my point, because like we've seen because everyone says if Draymond will be able to carry a team by himself. And I've always said, no, he can't. He's just not that guy.
No.
And we've seen him and it was just Draymond, and Draymond had to carry the load. He couldn't. Because that's just not him.
Nope.
And it's okay if you're not a guy who can carry the load. That's fine. Kyrie Irving can't carry the load.
Nope.
But we still look at him as a phenomenal offensive talent. Some of the best dribbles of all time in the world. You know what I mean? Slick, smooth jump shot. Nice mid-ranger and three-pointer. Crafty at the rim. Can finish with both hands.
All that.
We still look at him as a phenomenal player. He can't carry the load, but we still look at him as a hell of a player. And I think that's how we got to start looking at Draymond.
Yeah.
You can't be the best player. I'll say this. I don't even think he could be the second best player on a championship team. I don't think so.
But look at the defensive job he did on Jokic or whatever his name is. Look at the defensive job he did on him.
Right, and incredible. I understand that. You know what I mean? But again, he's not doing it with brute force. You know what I mean? He's not doing it with his physical presence. He's doing it based on two things. One, trick help, which is basically another word of saying Jokic constantly feels like he's going to get double teamed. So if you send a stunt, like if you send Jordan Poole to just flinch at him, Jokic then tries to pass it out, picks up the ball, and then he loses control for that split second, which allows Draymond Green, who's got great reflexes, by the way, reflexes and great instinct, to come and try to either poke the ball out or be there enough where if Jokic delivers the ball, it's either A, in a situation where it can be tipped, or B, he's not hitting the shooter clean in the pocket where they can just rise up and shoot. Now they got to bobble, and now they got to grab the ball and try to get back into their rhythm or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then two, the calls have been very bizarre for that series. The calls have been weird. The officiating there is the same. I said the officiating have been from Milwaukee and the Bulls. For 5 minutes, they want you to play rough, and then all of a sudden there's this change where now you can't touch him. Now you can't do nothing. Now you can't do this. Now you can't do that. And it's so, as a player, it's extremely frustrating to be able to play like that, because I would rather the refs come up to me and say, all right, look, bro, we're soft refs. We're going to blow the whistle for you so much as breathing on him. Or you go up to him and say, all right, look, it's playoff basketball. Y'all know what it is. It's going to get a little chippy. We're going to let some things slide more than we usually would. You just need some level of consistency. You can't
just want to know.
Chippy. Yeah, you can't let them be chippy for 5 minutes and then for 6 minutes after that be soft, then go back to hard, because now it's like if I'm allowed to be chippy, I'm gonna be chippy.
Damn right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be chippy, but I need to know if I'm allowed to. I need to know, because if I don't know and you don't tell me, not only is that going to change how I play, but then when you finally decide, all right, I'll let them, play rough or whatever, and then the other team just takes a guess and then bumps into me. Now what? Now I'm gonna be looking at the refs like, hey, yo, what is you doing?
Right? True.
Yeah. What up, Brody? How you feeling, bro?
What up, y'all?
What up, man?
All right, so what's the question? What's going on right now?
So, Grizzlies in 4, right?
Well,
yeah.
I think the T-Wolves got one more game in them.
Ooh, so you think that? So you agree with Michael, because Michael said that same thing earlier. He says
because he knows what he's talking about. That's why.
Right. All right.
Towns was in foul trouble. That's all I'm saying. He was in foul trouble.
I get what you're saying about the foul trouble. Maybe it's me. I don't think that's enough to excuse.
And D'Angelo Russell had a bad game.
Bro, D'Angelo Russell was horrible, bro. I don't know what was good with him. God bless him.
So I think they'll get one more game, but that's it. I don't think it's going to 7 games. I think
So
Grizzlies.
you say 6?
No.
Huh?
So you got Grizzlies in 6?
Yeah, I got Grizzlies in 6.
Wow. John Morant gonna put up a cool little 50 bean. He gonna look at the camera and say, "Yo, Michael and Deontay got stuck."
He's gonna get 48 one game, and I think Dylan Brooks gonna play better too, because Dylan Brooks haven't really took off this series.
Yeah,
but
3 for 11, 0 for 5 from the field.
But yeah, I think it's gonna go to 6 games. I think Anthony Edwards gonna give him one more. D'Angelo Russell's gonna have a good game, and Karl Anthony Towns ain't always gonna be in foul trouble. So.
My only thing with that, because I understand the foul trouble, but maybe it's just me. The foul trouble for me, I don't use that as a viable excuse for him only putting up 7 shots. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. He should have been more aggressive. The
exactly.
Problem with Towns is he doesn't play as aggressive as he should sometimes.
Which I and again, like the foul trouble, I get that's a problem. Maybe that got in his head, because I was saying this earlier. This is the first time in his playoff career in the NBA he ever had the lead in any playoff series ever. He made the playoffs a few years ago, and he lost in 5 to the Houston Rockets. The Rockets won games 1 and 2. Timberwolves got game 3, and then the Rockets finished them up in 5. So it's like, I was saying this, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on this, because let me know if I'm out of pocket. You let me know if I sound stupid. I need you to tell me I'm stupid. I need those words to come out your mouth. One of the things that I thought could be a potential option was the fact that this is the first time Karl Anthony Towns, as the best player on that team, has been in a situation where now there's actually people out there who believe after that game 1 performance that the Timberwolves can actually win this series. And I thought that was kind of getting to them. You know, there's been a lot of hype behind this Timberwolves team. Combine that with the fact this is the first time he's ever been up in any playoff series. You couple all that, I just thought that the pressure kind of got to him in an awkward way, where even offensively, he looked awkward. Like, he looked like me in middle school. He looked straight up awkward. Dude looked out of place. He didn't know really what to do. Am I reaching for an excuse for him? Or is that like a viable thing you can say?
No, I'm not going to say it's an excuse. I just think Karl Anthony Towns just had a bad game, and people have to realize this is just game 1. It was game 1. The Grizzlies from 1 to 12 is better than Timberwolves. The Grizzlies can play their whole lineup. They'll play. They go 11 and 12 deep, and they all love to play together. The Grizzlies, besides their starting five, Grizzlies don't really have no other help. If Edwards don't get it, if I'm gonna be honest, the team Cat's the best player on the team, but the team goes how well Anthony Edwards play. If Anthony Edwards don't plays inconsistent, or he doesn't get probably like a 30+ game, the Grizzlies might got him. Because I trust Karl Anthony Towns, but it has to be Karl Anthony Towns and it has to be D'Angelo Russell. And Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell has to at least play very efficient enough to have them win. But do I think it's pressure? I think it's pressure on Memphis anyway, on the Grizzlies anyway, because they want people to believe they're going to make it a series. So the pressure's there because it's the playoffs, but I don't think Karl Anthony Towns yesterday was because of pressure. I think it was because yesterday he just had a bad game.
Okay, so you're saying it was just a bad game. It's really nothing to really be worried about.
Trae Young had 8 the first game against Miami. People didn't say it was a bad. People didn't say he couldn't feel the pressure. It was just he had a bad game. People have bad games.
I think it's different with that because because last year we're coming off of last year where he had a great playoff run, right? Where
they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I was about to say, and he basically carried them to the Eastern Conference Finals, when they ended up losing to the Bucks, right? So I think that's kind of why people are giving Trae Young a little bit more of a pass. You know what I mean? Because especially considering what we just saw, maybe. But I think it's very interesting what you said. You said that even though you believe Karl Anthony Towns is their best player, you think Anthony Edwards is their most important player. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because, like, when you said that, it kind of gave me, and I'm not going to say that they're on
they got better level when they drafted him.
Right. Like, I'm not saying that they're in the same level at these guys, but this is basically was the same narrative. Like when KD went to Golden State, right? Like KD was their best player, but they always said you go as far as Steph takes you because Steph is their most important player. And
I disagree on that being the most important player on that team, but
no, I'm talking about at that time.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Who do you think was the most important?
I think the most important player on that team is Draymond Green. They're not the same without Draymond Green in that entire lineup. That depth lineup isn't the same without Draymond Green. Draymond Green brings the tempo, brings the intensity, and brings the defensive anchor. So,
Lennon, he heard what you said about Draymond, and he came to defend him. He heard the Draymond slander, and he was like, "Let me just clear this shit up right now. Look here, like, Draymond's not trash, you fuck." Like, So you really think Draymond?
I never said he was trash. I just more said
he tried to say no. He tried to compare Draymond to Patrick Beverly because I'd say Patrick Beverly was like I think he's the most overrated player ever. I don't like.
He does. He plays a lot of help defense. He's not the defensive anchor. Everybody think he just very.
He just talks. He's
talks. Not Marcus Smart or Mikal Bridges. They try to compare him to that. He's not even Thibault.
Not even close. Like he's like I said before. If he was just quiet, he's back
an enforcer as a guard. He's a guard enforcer. So
which is funny because like bro, he gets slapped by his own little Chihuahua dog he's got at the house. So I don't want to hear nothing about him. But I said he's overrated. Lennon said he's just like Draymond Green. That was his response.
Draymond is different. Draymond, without the Warriors, without Draymond Green, the Warriors would not be the Warriors because Draymond Green does all that dirty work.
All right. Let me rephrase this then. Patrick Beverly reminds me a little bit of, I would say, Lance Stevenson when he's on the Pacers.
No,
I was about to say that's actually not even any better because Lance was a bucket back in the day. We forget. We forget.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't talking about scoring ability. I'm just saying like presence.
His antics. His antics.
Yeah. By far, Lance Stevenson's better because pretty much not a lot of people are going to agree with this, but I feel like Stevenson and Hibbert carried Paul George throughout most of the time in Indiana. No, pride. That's all that.
What did you say?
Saying all the time.
Hold on, you're talking about the same Roy Hibbert who pulled the Darren Williams and forgot how to play basketball?
No, I'm talking about before that. Nah, but
all of them
he
did have a couple years. He had a couple good years, so that's okay.
He had solid years, but he wasn't Paul George. Paul George was carrying him at Miami.
No.
I meant like.
I think Paul George had the pandemic bubble ruined Paul George because now everybody think Paul George is not what he is.
No, he suffered that big injury.
He has been a big injury.
I think the pandemic, like when people came out with Pandemic P and he had that bad whole playoff run in the bubble, that ruined Paul George. Because now people think Paul George people forget how good Paul George is.
No.
Paul George is one of the best two-way players in basketball.
During the regular season, of course, yes. Then the playoff comes and the game gets too hard for him.
You can say the same thing with James Harden, but people don't do.
We say the same thing about James Harden all the time. Oh yeah, I'm still looking for James Harden. That's his doppelganger. That's why he gained weight. That's not the real him. We still got an APB out from the Spurs series. Still looking for him.
So what about when Kawhi was injured and he took the Clippers to 6?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. He took them 6. Go look at his performances. For every good one he had a poor one following.
I'm going to say Paul George is inconsistent. That's his problem. In the playoffs,
and that's what I'm saying, especially in the playoffs.
But
he gets far
y'all
too
give
inconsistent.
Paul George more flack than Harden. Harden gets better squad. No, they talk about Paul George playoff games more than they talk about Harden.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why? Because I don't know about y'all. Me, I gave up on James Harden. I gave up. I gave up on James Harden.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not done with him yet. Not yet.
Michael, if you want to give him
that Sixers series, the Sixers blew out the Raptors, and he had the worst game out the whole starting 5. He had 14 in the first half. Then he had nothing in the second half.
And listen, I'm not even gonna harp on this. I'm just saying, bro. I can't. I just
Kawhi Leonard was injured, and they couldn't force it to 7. The Spurs blew him out that game, and he had 10 points.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like after all,
at least Paul George would be like, Paul George usually have a bad night, but Paul George would be like 10 for 24. He's still gonna shoot it. He's gonna get at least 20 or 23. Harden, when Harden's 23 back,
with doing 30 shots. Look,
but when Harden's off, Harden's like.
Again, I'm not saying, and here's the thing: I don't want you to make it seem like I'm defending James Harden. But the reason why I gave up on this man. I don't defend him. Now, Michael, you're saying you're gonna give him another opportunity, and that's fine. You can. Everyone had,
if they use the pick and roll, they'll be better though.
But here's the thing: honestly, even with the pick and roll, I don't think so, because the thing is, James Harden, when he gets in his little playoff funk, everything sucks. Everything. Yeah. Let this sink in. A guy who don't play defense somehow gets worse defensively. How you manage it, I don't know. But we gotta give him better now. Think about it.
Defense better now. He plays defense better now.
I think though, with Maxey playing the way he's playing, is going to open up things for Harden to do his thing, and I think he's going to perform at a higher level. I truly believe that. I don't think he's done. Is he?
No, I'm not. Don't get it twisted. I'm not calling him washed. I'm saying I gave up in terms of him trying to get a ring. I gave up on that. I can't.
The Sixers, if they use that pick and roll nice right now, if they use the pick, I think if they use the pick and roll with Joel Embiid and James Harden, or pick and pop, I honestly think, and then Maxey's playing how he's playing, you still got Tobias Harris, you got Seth Curry. They still got players.
They don't got Curry. Curry's not there.
I said Steph Curry.
He's not there.
Seth Curry.
I said Seth.
Oh no, Seth's in Brooklyn, bro.
That's shit. I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's how they got changed.
Oh man, I just woke up. I can't roll with you now, man. I can't roll with you now.
I just woke up, man. I woke up like it.
No, but
they still got a squad. They do play.
Here's where I'm concerned, though. When it
Tobias Harris is the X factor.
He's
the most inconsistent player in basketball.
Thank you.
Tobias Harris is an all-star caliber player. Yes. He can play all-star wise, but then there's games that you're like, why you only got 10?
Why are you like, yeah? No, there are times he plays and he has nothing to show for it. Man, and I agree with you, bro.
The Sixers, it's the hardest thing is they're gonna have to be playing without Thibault in Toronto.
That's not gonna matter, bro. That's not gonna
Thibault's their best defender.
That's not against Raptors, who's the worst team in the playoffs. Homie, and the Eastern Conference Raptors are the worst.
I ain't gonna lie, with the depth and how James Harden play, the Sixers need everybody they need right now. How James Harden
play. Both games they won by double digits. I don't care what anyone says. Defensively, I like the kid. Offensively, the kid is worse than Ben Simmons.
No, come on now. Pride, come on, man.
Yeah, he is.
You're going.
I'm talking about right now. Right now, he's worse than Ben. The only reason we don't give him that flack is because he's younger.
And he will pull it up.
Right. So, there's another case of and they're trying to work with him to have some kind of a jump shot. So, in a couple years, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, offensively, dude has a Ben Simmons. So you're not really losing all that much. Who's their best player on the Raptors?
I think Fred VanVleet.
You want to say Fred VanVleet? You want to say Fred VanVleet? You can have Maxey on.
It's him or Spicy P.
VanVleet or Siakam.
And if you want to say Spicy P, Thibault's not going to be on him anyway.
That's true.
Because he's bigger. He's way too
Fred
bigger.
VanVleet.
So Thibault won't even be on him anyway.
Yeah, I think you sleeping on Fred VanVleet.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying whichever one you pick, you have.
He can get you 30.
No, I'm not saying Fred's a bum. I'm not saying Fred VanVleet's a bum, but that roster is full of bums. That's the part that we need to understand, bro. Like Fred is a bucket shirt, spicy
team, and they got Nick Nurse, one of the best coaches in basketball.
First of all, he's not one of the best.
I think Spicy P is the best player.
If you want to say Spicy P, that's fine. One of the best. But the point I'm making is, if you, regardless who's the best player, if you think it's Spicy
top
P,
7, top 8.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm not saying like top 3, top 4, top 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying at first.
No.
I was like,
let's be in the middle, top 10. Can we meet in the middle? I'll put him at 10th. Can we meet in the middle?
I can say that.
10? Okay.
Because there's coaches that some people like, because I'm not a Mike Malone guy, but people like Malone.
Yeah, he's
Quinn Snyder the same way. People put him. I'm not a Quinn Snyder guy.
I think I'm not even gonna get into my coach, because what if you hear my list, you gonna hate me. You gonna hate me because I ain't gonna lie. I'm biased.
You got Doc Rivers in there,
huh?
Speaking of Nick Nurse, do you guys think he will go to the Lakers next season to be
if they give him a big enough contract? Absolutely.
No, but that's the thing. They're not going to.
But Lakers, I ain't gonna lie. Lakers got the worst roster in basketball.
Whoever goes to LA,
you got to trade Westbrook.
You're screwed. You're screwed.
That's why Nobody wants to go there.
That's why they have yet to name a replacement.
Basketball. They got LeBron James, then you got an injury-prone Anthony Davis. You still got Westbrook on the. You have no shooting. Your team is just big.
Yeah,
I was telling
2006. That'll be a finals. If it was 2008 or 9, it would be a finals contender. But now,
no doubt.
2012 finals contender. You can make the argument.
I'd say
2014.
Title contender.
Shoot. But again, when
basketball changed. Basketball changed.
Say that one more time.
Basketball didn't change.
Damn, people are idiots.
It's a 3-point lead.
Fellas, let me say a couple things real quick. Freddie Henderson is a Laker fan, and we all know that. But anyway, what I'm saying is there is a solution. What you do is with the Lakers, first of all, to get out of the mess that they're in, what you do is you go to teams who have expiring contracts. For example, the Indiana Pacers, Sacramento. You get them. Now, Sacramento will take on that 1-year contract of Westbrook, but then that frees them up of all kind of money the following year. Indiana, they know they're not going anywhere next year. But take on that contract, get rid of them, and guess what? They got more money than anybody in the NBA will have the following year.
I thought Westbrook would be good on the Knicks until I seen the Knicks are more interested in Mitchell instead of Westbrook, which I understand.
Well,
but here's the thing, because Michael, we had this conversation before. Like, the problem with that is if you go to one of those teams on these expiring contracts, you got to understand that, like, it's you got to make the money match, and B, it's still got to be something the Lakers want.
Yeah, they got Buddy Hield and Miles Turner.
So,
who else?
Not enough,
who's the other guy?
That's not enough.
Oh, Brogdon.
But that's
you
not
got
enough.
3 right there.
But that's not enough.
3 solid.
That's not enough.
In terms of the contract wise, I'm saying.
Yeah, it is.
Contract, I don't think
it's already matched up.
And then you
want to get rid of Westbrook? Then you got to do something.
Pacers have a better chance in the playoffs because you have Westbrook on your own team. Westbrook just going to get another triple-double season. He's going to get everybody around him buckets. And they're just going to be a better squad. You trade Dwight Howard and Russell Westbrook for Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, and Malcolm Brogdon. You got a solid trade on both ends.
And the following year, you got more income. You got more salary.
Dwight do got 1 year.
I was about to say, you
do got 1 year.
Which again, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no one's gonna trade 3 players for Russ. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where it gets tricky.
I think one of the small market teams that's trying to, they realize we're not going to be good no time soon.
Exactly. That's why I'm playing Indiana or Sacramento.
But again,
if I was a franchise, I knew I wasn't going to win. And I can get ticket draws with Russell Westbrook.
It's Zion out of.
But again, here's what I'm saying.
I think they're not going to trade Zion no time soon.
No, that's no way. I don't think so. They better not. Because they have something solid. But here's my thing when it comes to that. You're saying about the small market teams. All right, fine. But a lot of those small market teams aren't paying anybody big money.
Yeah.
My point exactly. Indiana can do it because it's gonna free them up the following year, bro. They're looking for the future.
No, Indiana is not gonna get rid of those 3 players for Russ. For Russ by himself,
Miles Turner said he's done with them. He doesn't want to be there.
Right. So no one's gonna trade for Miles Turner. Nobody. Because why would we trade for him when we could let his contract run out and pick him up even cheaper in the free agent market? That's how most teams are gonna think.
That's how I think, but
all you want doesn't matter. That's what teams say with Kawhi.
I thought you were saying nobody wants Miles Turner. Like, what was he going to do? I said that's a premier.
No. I'm talking about from the other point.
He'll be good on Boston too.
Oh, 110%.
He'll be great.
So you're basically talking about just like saving the draft capital and more like
exactly. So 1 year you suffer 1 year. You're not going to go anywhere. Right.
Trade for him if I can wait a year and get him in the free agency. Same thing. What happened with Kawhi? It's the same thing. That's why the Lakers and the Clippers didn't really push that hard for him. They didn't push that hard for him because they were like, look, we kind of want to put ourselves in a situation where if he says no, fine, whatever, then we'll just wait. Then we'll just wait. So that way,
though, Kawhi could tell people whatever he wanted.
No, but I'm just saying it's the same thing because Miles Turner,
Miles Turner don't have a no trade clause on his contract.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying about the no trade. Well, Kawhi didn't have one either.
Kawhi did on that trade clause.
No, he didn't. That's why he got sent to Toronto. He didn't want to go to Toronto. Toronto was never on his list. He wanted to go to LA. He wanted to go to
either the Lakers or
the Clippers, right? Clippers. That's where he wanted to go. He didn't have a no trade clause. So they basically could have sent him wherever they wanted. And it's kind of say, look, why if me as a GM,
but also with that though, that's a risk though. Because imagine he get like, for example, the team that he wanted to go to, because they could still end up trading Miles Turner. They don't care. They end up trading him. The next thing you know, he goes somewhere else because they had the possibility to change the Kawhi. Because remember, Kawhi, he was thinking about staying in Toronto. He wouldn't have to pay for nothing for the rest of his life. I would have stayed in Toronto, but pay for nothing the rest of his life. He's just straight up chilling.
Right, but again,
he chose LA because he's Kawhi Leonard. He's weird.
No, well,
he's from LA.
Obviously, once he picked the Clippers and he said I was a Clippers fan my whole life, I knew he was weird. I'm like, you're weird and you're a liar. So I knew he was weird.
Yeah, I don't care what nobody say. Every LA.
Yeah, he is weird. There's no doubt about that.
I never met nobody a Clippers fan.
Hey guys, I gotta hop off for a minute. I'll be back on a little bit.
All right, bro. Be safe. We'll see you in a bit. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, if I'm a GM, I'm not gonna trade for Miles Turner. Not because he's a bum, but I'd rather take my chances when he's a free agent. Because think about it, if I go and trade him and he leaves me, not only am I out Miles Turner, but I'm also out the assets I sent. You know what I mean?
But the best team is either I think Indiana or Charlotte's gonna get him.
Well, we can't do Charlotte now because the Lakers don't want Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, he's injured.
Nobody wants Gordon Hayward,
which is a shame.
That's a terrible contract itself. I ain't gonna lie. That's one bad contract to another.
Oh, the Celtics signed him to a bad contract as well.
But the Celtics got rid of him.
Yeah, I was about to say. Apparently, it wasn't that bad for another team want to take it off our hands. So
Hayward's a solid player. He just stayed hurt.
You're right.
Not only is hurt, but yeah, bro. Like again, he could still play. It's just
when healthy, I ain't going healthy. He's a better fit for other teams than Westbrook.
Oh yeah, when healthy, yeah.
Because I think he would be his best when he was in Utah when he was like the second or third option. If he's the second or third option, I think he'll be the same thing he was in Utah. People try to think of him as the main guy. He's not a main guy type of person.
No, bro, have him come off the bench.
You
know what I mean? Like, that's what
the best. He'll be the best offense. He'll be the best option in the second string.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Have him come off the bench and lead the second unit.
What they about to have Curry or Jordan Poole do.
Bro, imagine looking dead in the camera and saying, "Yeah, by the way, Steph is coming off the bench, and yeah, still losing." Bro, I'll jump out the window.
That boy dropped 34 in 25 minutes.
Like, anybody hit the sad part about it, bro? There's only like a tenth of his ability. Steph is now just worried about just scoring. Let that sink in. He's just worried about scoring. He don't care. He's just like, I ain't
gonna lie. I'm looking at this roster. I think Golden State probably got the best starting five because how they can switch up everything in basketball.
Bro, honestly,
you can go debt lineup with Draymond, Clay, Poole, Curry, all of them. Then you can go, if you want to get a little bit bigger, you can get Kevon Looney. And then you forget next year, James Wiseman, hopefully he's healthy for like at least 60 games. They might be the best team in basketball. By far, they got the best bench in basketball if they got Jordan Poole off the bench. I don't care what other squad.
You said the wrong name. If you got Steph off your bench, you got the best bench in basketball. And that's it right there. That's it, bro.
Jordan Poole is basically a Steph Curry if Steph Curry was in the league, was healthy his first few years in basketball.
All right, so question. So I think it was 50,000 Kyrie got fined.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's roll.
I think it was stupid because Boston was egging him on too. I think it shouldn't have been 50,000. I think he should have got a warning. Because Boston was going at him too. You know, every time Kyrie's in Boston, it's always a problem.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop this false narrative because you gotta stop this false narrative. Everyone gets booed. Everyone says you suck.
I'll boo Kyrie a little bit worse.
No, we boo him the same.
Y'all hate
you want to know why it seems worse? Do you want to know why? Because Kyrie's sensitive. When we boo him, he goes, "Why can't they just move on?" Well, you're not with us anymore. You're not a Celtic anymore. When we traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, we booed him. The dudes who brought us a chip in 08.
But
we booed him.
You're saying everybody gets booed, but in Cleveland is not. It's like Kyrie's getting booed like everybody else.
He is.
Boston, it's not. It's worse than Boston
because
Boston is booing Kyrie how they booed LeBron when he came back when he went back to Cleveland as a Miami Heat.
Not even close. It's not even close.
Pride. Let me ask you a question, Pride. Have you ever been to the Garden?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever sat behind the bench?
No, but I walked up there and I got yelled at.
Let me tell you something, right? Because you know me, I'm old school and all that stuff. I know the history of how Boston fans treat black players.
Don't get it twisted.
And I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into all that. But I'm just saying.
I'm not going to be naive, and I'm not going to pretend like Boston fans don't be saying some stuff like that. I'm not going to be naive and pretend like they don't say stuff like that. They do the same thing.
But I've been there.
In Fenway
I've
Park.
been behind the bench.
Yeah,
and when
do the same thing at Fenway Park.
I'm not a Celtics fan, as you know. And I live right here in Boston, outside of Boston. I live about 20 minutes away. I've been to about 50 games at the Garden. And when you hear the things, okay, you suck, that's cool. But when you take it to another whole personal level, bro, how much can you take? How much can you really take? When they're talking about your mother or your parents or your kids or, you know, you're going to get death threats. How much do you take?
Well,
for real. You're going to ignore all that?
Well, here's
I don't know about you. I'm from the hood. Hey, I can only take so much.
All right, but first and foremost, I had a bozo come in here yesterday talk about my mother, and I just made him look stupid as fuck, and he ended up leaving crying. So you already know me. If someone insults my mom, I come at you. Again, I keep it cordial, and at the end of the day, I make you cry and I laugh.
Like at first,
you got that skill.
Well.
Maybe players don't have that skill.
But let me touch on that point.
You gotta realize Kyrie's probably one of the most hated players in basketball.
And that's the part that people don't understand, because we gotta understand something about Kyrie. Kyrie starts stuff, then when you say something to him, he pretends to be the victim. Like, Kyrie will start stuff, and then when the fans say you suck, he goes, I don't know what to do.
I'll say he's the second most hated player in basketball.
You can make, he's top 5.
Him and Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is number 1.
All right.
Right now, Ben Simmons. Yeah.
Now, when Ben Simmons play next,
whenever he plays,
I wish the first series would have been him and the Sixers, and he came back against the Sixers.
Cooked them. Yo, I'm with you there. I was hoping.
I think Ben Simmons would. I think they would have got the best Ben Simmons in that series
easily.
Because I think he would have been a pissed off Ben Simmons.
Quick, let me just touch on your point real quick. Because here's the thing, we gotta remember something about Kyrie. Whenever Kyrie takes backlash, that's when all of a sudden somebody called him the N-word. That's when all of a sudden someone mentioned his family or something like that. But here's the problem. We've seen this year, if somebody says something to a player, they can go to the refs and the refs will get them out. LaMelo has gotten people ejected out for disrespecting his family or disrespecting his name. Lonzo has. LeBron has. Like these guys have had it done. So
I just don't think 50,000. 50,000 is a bit excessive.
I don't think so. Too much.
I don't think so.
What happened was, I guess he went to the locker room and told.
Hold on. Bro, first and foremost, when he flipped them off, it was multiple times.
I know.
It's not just that one, right? And also it's not just the middle finger. Now, the middle finger was the main reason. There's plenty of footage of him walking and someone said, Kyrie, you suck. He said, shut up and suck my.
All right. He said them things. I seen him post game. He said it.
Yeah, so I just think it's the culmination. And on top of that, y'all say 50,000 is excessive. Kyrie's not even gonna remember he lost that 50,000. This dude gets paid
it's the principle, though. It's the principle.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to find him. That if y'all think it's excessive, it is for the principle. Because if you want to chirp back and forth with the fans, I don't mind that at all. But here's what I need from Kyrie: pick a side. Either you're this good guy who preaches love and peace, or you're a villain. It doesn't matter.
I think he took the villain role. I think he doesn't care.
But the thing is, no, he's scared to admit that. He's scared. Because watch, then he's going to go and say, oh, I hope they come in and they warm embrace me. We're not going to embrace you. Why? Because you're not on the team. That's just the reality of it. We booed. Come on now. We booed.
I'm just going to tell y'all, the more, I hope.
Not like, no, absolutely.
I hope
because he exit on. Stop acting like Kyrie's this all-time great player. He's a top 10 player that saved our franchise. No, he didn't.
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Fellas, I'm not saying that.
He exit on. So stop trying to act like he's a victim. He exit on.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a victim.
Lie, Kyrie didn't get injured and Gordon Hayward didn't get injured that first year when y'all went to the conference finals.
We're still and I'm a Celtics fan. We're with him. We were not winning. We just weren't.
I think y'all would. Y'all couldn't do Cleveland besides Tatum. Tatum was y'all only answer. Kyrie would have gave Cleveland the business. Y'all would have lost to Golden State. Don't get me wrong. Y'all would have lost to Golden State. But
pride. I'm not saying Kyrie's the victim. Don't I say the victim? NBA players, because they make millions of dollars, and you got people who are majority of pays.
They can say whatever they want to them,
and they go in there and they treat the players, not just Kyrie. They treat players like they're going to a goddamn zoo, and they're treating the players like.
You. I don't care. I'm gonna boo you. Period.
You can boo.
I'm gonna boo you. I'm gonna say you suck.
You got that right to boo.
To you. Period. Okay. So then stop trying to make it, because you got to remember something. Kyrie Irving always says people say that stuff to him, not when it happens, not afterwards. Notice if y'all don't believe me, go check every time Kyrie says he felt like a fan lied on him. Every single time he doesn't bring it up. He waits 4 or 5 questions until people start blaming him and saying, don't you think you got to be responsible? Then all of a sudden they said this and the third. Now, I don't know if they said all that stuff. I don't know. And if they did, I hope the TD guard ends up finding out who it was and they ban him for life. I do. Because if you gonna come at a dude's family, that's ridiculous. If you want to talk about the dude hooping, that's fine. Say your jokes about him, that's fine or whatever.
Yep.
Because I think they don't care about the hooping. I think it cares about, like, if they're playing a bad game or if they're in an away game, somebody say you suck, this, that, and third, you can't shoot free throws. They don't care. It's just opinion.
But they do though. We've seen Kyrie do this before though. On a bad night, this is the first time on a bad night, fans will boo him. He says, the fans don't treat me with respect. And then the guy's gone for 3 weeks. Doesn't even tell his head coach.
I can't say nothing about him being gone because that's the only reason that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Does
that justify the actions of the crowd? You can boo. You can say you suck. Yes. Like you said, when you take it to another level, though, Pride.
Yeah.
How much can you take?
I agree with
You're
you.
still human.
I agree with you on everything else about Kyrie, but I can't agree with the fans thing because I'm scared to buy Nets tickets because I don't know if Kyrie gonna play or not.
That's another thing too. But
all I'm saying is, again, I'm not defending these fans if they came at him from the left and said, oh yeah, you're an N-word, or your mom's I'm not defending that. However, if that truly was the case, this year more than any, we've seen fans get ejected and banned from that stuff when the player goes and gets them.
All I'm gonna tell you is y'all gonna get an awakened Kyrie. He's probably gonna be more damaged than game.
I know. Y'all lit the fire. Y'all lit the fire.
Pissed off Kyrie is one of the hardest dudes to guard in basketball. Kyrie's the hardest dude to
y'all say that, but then I laugh because we've seen pissed off Kyrie have the Nets under 500. We've seen pissed off Kyrie not even be able to get the Cavs to the playoffs. So I don't want to hear this notion about, pissed off Kyrie. You done woke something up, because I've seen the same pissed off Kyrie quit basketball. So
he's a top 5, one of the most hardest people to guard in basketball. Y'all can't stop him when he's on. Nobody can stop Kyrie. Kyrie finishes under the rim like he's one of the most unguarded players. Guardable players in basketball.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
It's Kyrie, and it's Kevin Durant, Giannis. I'll say Embiid, Kyrie, and I won't put LeBron. That's given. LeBron's given. Everybody knows.
Oh, okay.
LeBron's given. That's the best basketball player in my lifetime that I've seen personally with my eyes.
Nah, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, period.
Yeah, I love him.
And Greg says both sides are wrong in the situation. Boston fans were being extra verbally abusive, and Kyrie can be extra emotional. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, if they were saying something about his mother or his child or anything like that, I don't know if he has children, but let's say he does. If they were saying anything about his children or anything like that, I hope they find out who they were and they just ban them from ever coming back. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
You're saying like it's only one person. If you look when he threw that thing and went behind, it was the whole group.
About this instead of talking about game 2 of
best. Let's talk about that.
Arguably the best series in the NBA right now.
Yes,
the series that can go. It's a pick'em series.
I got Celtics.
I got Celtics in 7 too, but I've been saying
I'm going with the Nets.
I got Celtics.
If they pull out tonight, I'm going with the Nets.
If Kevin Durant doesn't have
because
a great game,
Williams is coming back by game 4 or 5. Celtics get Williams back. That's a problem right there. He's a problem.
Supposedly he my boy he texted me earlier. He said he's practicing right now.
Oh well, see, that's why it's imperative that they win tonight and go back.
But you gotta realize Ben Simmons is supposed to come back game 4 also.
Well, that's the rumor, man. And honestly, I love Ben Simmons. I love Ben Simmons.
All you need is Ben Simmons to play defense. If you got Ben Simmons on Tatum for 20-25 minutes, you give Durant don't got to check him, and
that gives him more break.
Yeah.
Now him being
a break, he's going for 50.
But here's the thing, though. The only reason why I don't believe it is because, and this is coming from a Ben Simmons supporter. I'm on his side. I'm on Ben's side. But they've been saying Ben Simmons coming back for like 8 years now. Like they say he's been coming back for a grip now, and I can't. Like, at this point, I'm waiting to actually see him on the court.
Nuggets with Jamal Murray. They saying,
It's
to play.
It's the same thing. Yo, he coming back. Playing? Wait, he's gonna 2 weeks. In 2 weeks,
Nuggets fans so pissed off. They saying
for all my wrestling for all my wrestling fans, they're treating him like the WWE is treating Veer Mahan. Like when they keep saying this dude coming soon, it's like that's how it is with Ben Simmons. Like he's coming soon. I'm not gonna believe anything until I see him on the court. Once I see him suited up and on the court, then he's returning.
Well, how impressed were y'all with that Suns game with the Pelicans?
Extremely.
People gonna
Brandon
very
Ingram. Yes.
Brandon Ingram mid-range game
is phenomenal. It's deadly. Matter of fact,
it's Kevin Durant-esque.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest?
It's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And people, I might catch some poo-poo for this.
Yeah, tough. McCollum ain't no joke.
He will take over the Kevin Durant role when KD retires.
I agree. As the best scorer in basketball?
As the best pure scorer.
Yes.
I agree.
I think he's up there right now. I think he's top 10 at least.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, he's up there, and you can make an argument for him. Because
he scores everywhere. He can cup you. He plays just like Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant's younger.
It's so scary how much he plays like him. It's so scary
because it really is. It's like remember how everybody said about Durant. The one thing about Durant, if you can, is not a bad shot with him anywhere because his wingspan is 7'6".
Bro, his wingspan is taller than him.
Ingram is 6'10".
Yes,
he's got a 7-foot wingspan, and then if you watch him play, it's not a bad shot. Like I said, in my opinion, Devin Booker is the most underrated player in basketball. We might have to say Brandon Ingram is because nobody talked. Brandon Ingram in that conversation. When he was the most improved player, he averaged like 24, 25 a game.
I got no argument there.
You talk about Zion probably being the best player on that roster. You could say
I don't think so.
And then CJ McCollum makes him a lot better. CJ McCollum. They said when CJ McCollum is the primary point guard, because I always thought shooting guard wasn't his best position. I always thought.
And fellas,
the combo guard,
check this out, fellas.
I think he wants to make teammates better.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fellas, check this out. Guess what the Pelicans got next year? They got the Lakers pick in this year's draft.
They do.
Which is like a
so
top,
who might they get now? They're going to be even more dangerous. Depending on who they get.
Depends on who they get. I think the Pelicans.
The draft ain't that good. The draft ain't that good.
The draft is solid. It's solid.
The top 5 is solid. Benchero, Holmgren, Smith, those are solid.
Holmgren, no. Holmgren, no, absolutely not. He weighs 45 pounds. He's 7 foot.
So does Kevin Durant.
And
he's going to be the first pick in the draft. We have the realization
exactly.
I'll bet you all he's not the first pick.
He probably will because what's homeboy's name? He's going back to Duke.
Paulo?
Yeah, Blanchero.
He's going to be the first pick next year.
Yeah, he's going back.
Yeah. Holmgren is not as good as y'all think he is. I'm telling y'all.
Disgusting.
He's too thin. He's going to get beat up.
So, no, I don't want to hear
Kevin
nothing about
Durant's
too
the
thin.
same size.
Not only that, I don't want to hear nothing about too thin because you can put him at the 4 and you'll be fine because there's no true 4s anymore in the game.
And Jaren Jackson's skinny too.
Jaren Jackson is skinny. Christian Wood is skinny, and no one ever said. Exactly.
I get like if you said 5 or 6 years ago, yeah, he's too small. But
but now
play now.
No,
I think he can do. I think
he'll grow into be a good player. I think he'll be there, but not.
I think if
right now
20 or 30 pounds will help him. Absolutely,
yes.
Would it help it? Sure, but I don't think he needs it to be number 1
still
this year.
Effective. I think they're going to
100%.
I think they're going to use him I think he's not going to just be 100% starter. I think right now, he's going to play he's going to gain 20 or 30 pounds by next season.
It depends on where he goes. Because if he goes to Houston, he's probably going to start.
No, Christian Wood plays that position.
No, you move Christian Wood up to the 4. I would, because the thing is you got a whole bunch of youngsters. You need to let them. I
gotta see the lottery teams though. I legit gotta see the lottery team. I gotta see 1 through 3 because he's going in the top 3 for sure. And then you still
they said like it was.
Can't wait to come on and show him.
Houston was 1, Let me pull it up because last time I checked, they said it was like Houston was at 1.
So you don't think he's gonna fall in the top 3 drafted? You think he's
Absolutely not.
About
projected at the beginning of the year? Yes, he was, because he came out of high school. I watched about 4 or 5 of his high school games. I don't watch about 10, 15 of his college games.
You played with Jalen Brunson in high school, right?
Huh?
I think so.
It was one of them. He played with Jalen Brunson on one of them in high school. It was Nova. I think it was.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Brunson was talking about, people was talking about how good he was at high school. Honestly, I didn't think he was the best player when he came out of high school. He was nice, but he was projected all year, and he's still in the top 3. He's gonna get drafted top 3.
All right, fellas. Hey, we all have an opinion. I'm telling you, I don't think so. I think teams are going to do their diligence, and they're going to see. But now,
he wasn't
again, like Price said, depends who drafts him. It depends.
Well,
if he goes to a team that's going to suck, he got time to grow and play.
He's one of them players you got to sit out for a little bit.
Nah,
that's my point. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
I think you got to build him up. I think if they would have built, if Kristaps Porzingis would have sat down for a minute, he would have been better. I think this is one of the players you got to sit down. Like the skinny, unless you're Kevin Durant, that can just legit get.
Well, hey,
but
there's not too many Kevin Durants around.
Holmgren he's a
Brandon Ingram coming up.
Well, yeah, Holmgren ain't no Kevin Durant. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I know the Lakers kicking themselves in the stomach for.
They should have. Look who they got rid of. Look who they got rid of.
They got AD though. They got AD for the inning.
AD who plays half the games.
Or you think LeBron he wouldn't play like that?
I swear, y'all don't know. No. Brandon Ingram is not exploding like this if he doesn't leave LA. Period.
I can see what you're saying.
Period. Because he was in LA before LeBron got there, and it was still the same thing. How he was just being mad tentative, and he was mad scared to even touch the ball.
He was.
So what you're saying, the Lakers should have got rid of him.
He was 19 or 20 though, Prod. You got
I don't care. I don't care.
A grown man up in
because I'm looking at 17-year-olds coming into the league. I'm seeing 16-year-olds hoping not giving it.
Hey, Cunningham and Jalen Green out here.
Thank you.
Yes.
Evan Mobley out here balling.
Kaminga. Barnes out here balling.
Kaminga, Scotty Barnes.
They rookies.
Yes.
Balling. Jordan Poole balling.
Oh no, Jordan Poole.
G League. Poole.
No, Poole is a bucket getter. He not balling. Poole is a bucket getter.
Yeah, like don't hit me with no.
Jalen Brunson just dropped 40.
That's what I'm saying. So don't hit me with no. Oh, it's because he was young. No.
But you got realize
he needed a wake up call. A lot of those kids on the Lakers needed a wake up call.
I think some of them kids, there's some kids that's just not meant that got drafted early. That got drafted as a freshman that should have stayed a few years.
And I think there's some kids, and I don't think so. I think there's some kids in this league.
I think if he would have stayed at Duke for a little bit long, like for his sophomore year, he would have been better.
No, I don't think so. Because
what happens, a lot of players, it takes time to develop.
It was a mental thing.
The Lakers didn't give him time to develop.
To hoop. That's
and
what
plus,
it was.
The Lakers were awful. They didn't
give him time to develop.
He had the opportunity. Stop out of here with that garbage. He had the opportunity. He squandered it. That's on him. LeBron.
He was a young kid.
Gave him the
going into the game
again. Squandered it. There are.
He was the second pick in the draft, and they put the pressure on him like he's supposed to be. Imagine you going to LA and saying, "Oh, you're gonna be the next."
I don't care where you are. When you get drafted, there are guys who ball out immediately, and there's some guys who need a wake-up call. He needed a wake-up call.
You know,
that trade was
he needed time. He needed time.
Because he was with LA for how long? Doing the same thing? Stop playing, bro.
Come on. Some people label Kobe time. His first or second year, Kobe wasn't that as good as he was.
Yeah, people need time, man.
You want to know what the difference is? They were a championship caliber team who still had great pieces around them, including one Shaq. That's the difference. You're trying to compare that LA team to this LA team. This LA team that Brandon Ingram was on, they were horrible. And they were trying to say, all right.
I'm not talking about with the Shaq when they was the final carrying team, like 96, 97, and 96, 97. They wasn't good.
When he was playing what? He was playing what, 8 minutes a game?
All right, I give you that.
Thank you. If you want to say that, Kobe was barely playing. With Brandon Ingram was getting minutes and starting, and he was the primary ball handler.
I mean, but you coming out proud like he's supposed to be like a Magic Johnson his first year.
D'Angelo Russell got better when he went out of LA. He was an all-star when he went to Brooklyn.
You said what?
Look at D'Angelo Russell. He got better when he got older.
Point. Some guys just need a wake-up call. So you're telling me you can go in 1 year, you can go from being an AMP player to an all-star player in 1 year? Doesn't that not sound suspicious when you're basically showing the same consistent stats all around? All of a sudden, you're a superstar like that? No. Some guys need a wake-up call. If you want to say some guys need time, that's fine. But in this instance,
I think some dudes need more time. I think some dudes, yes, I agree. Wake-up call, but I think Brandon Ingram, he just needed more development. He developed his game better.
I don't think so, because when he got traded, all of a sudden he started popping off the instant he got in New Orleans.
He could have been pissed off too because he didn't know the Lakers was going to trade him.
Well, hey, maybe it could be that too. Maybe it could be that. All I know is this: when you get traded and you look like a night and day difference to who you were on the team before, you're not telling me that's time. That's not.
Sometimes
time.
It could be
that's
the team. Sometimes it could be the team too.
That's
I don't think it's just 90% the player. It's not
that's a wake up call. How when the Pelicans are utilizing him the same exact way the Lakers did?
No, there's some players that are better that look good on terrible teams. But when you get on a good team, they're solid. For example, Aaron Gordon was looking nice in Orlando. He comes to Denver, he just hot garbage. True.
That. See, that's
it can work in reverse.
That's a whole.
He had great career in one team, on that team and sucked.
I ain't talking about him at all.
Exactly.
I remember when that trade first happened. I was like, yeah, bro, Denver got great. I was like, yep, I feel dumb as hell for that take now. I feel dumb as hell, bro. I feel dumb as hell.
There's sometimes there's dudes like that.
Right, and I understand that. But
for example, people talk how nice Spencer Dinwiddie was on the Nets. Look at him. Then we're gonna talk about him in the Mavericks.
Yeah, we do.
They talk more about Jalen Brunson, Finney Smith, Kluber. They talk about them guys.
No, not Finney Smith, not Kluber. No. He gets a little less attention than Luka, because obviously Luka's gonna get the most attention.
No, it's Luka Doncic.
Well, you got Dinwiddie came back midway through the season, so I mean. He's legit though.
This is all I'm gonna say. When he got traded, it was the best thing that could have happened for him, because it was a wake up call. You're not gonna tell me it's time when during his entire Lakers tenure
for a young guy. I think for a young guy, it's a lot of pressure playing with LeBron.
I think I can put it his entire career. So his entire Lakers career. So you can't say that.
That was the first time he had stability though. The Lakers never been stable since Kobe.
But check it out. Now, Pride, you talk about pressure, right? How much pressure is it to play for the Lakers as opposed to the Pelicans? They sent him to the Pelicans.
There's no difference.
To Damian Brown.
The Lakers is one of the most prestigious franchises in sports.
So when you're a dog shit team and you're a young team,
it don't matter. Look how the Lakers were this year.
It's still pressure. We all knew they suck.
No, exactly. No, it's not that much pressure when you suck. It doesn't matter if you play for the Lakers or not. Now, when the Lakers are a championship, Michael, are you gonna stop? Thank you. As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted. When the Lakers are a championship caliber team, or the expectation of a championship, that pressure is unlike anything you've ever felt before. Period.
So you're saying they weren't expectations, wasn't championship. They were just developing.
Exactly. Back when they had those youngsters. Back when they had those youngsters, when it was him, Jordan Clark's. Back when they were basically, they were just youngsters trying to find a new guy. Because that's what the Lakers are trying to do.
What you're saying, I can get what you're saying, but you also got to realize, I think it's a lot of pressure. I get you're saying it's the Lakers. They weren't a good team, but the Lakers, it's just, the eyes are on you. The Lakers are still the most prestigious franchise in sports. That's like, for example, the Patriots. Mac Jones probably had a lot of pressure playing on the Patriots.
He had some, but not through the roof.
I won't say not through the roof.
Yeah, he had some. Yeah, he had some. But we coddled him. That Patriots offense coddled him.
That's true.
Yep.
I think
they didn't really pop off until the second half of the season.
A lot of them players like that come out good besides like certain amount. Some of them get coddled in the beginning of the season. The Lakers, they didn't know who their coach was gonna be. I forgot who the coach was for the Lakers when Brandon Ingram was there. They had like 3 or 4.
Luke Walton.
Yeah, they did.
I don't want to hear Luke Walton anymore. they thought it was like Golden State. Walton looked like a great coach at Golden State. Yeah, you got Steph.
Anybody. I was about to say anybody could look like a great coach.
I'll just tell you.
Honestly, I'll just tell him to shoot. Like, what the hell?
That's true. That's true.
Just go ahead.
Fellas, I gotta bounce, man. Hey, thank you, Tribe, for having me on the show. Great time, great show, fellas. I gotta go for my appointment. I'll hit you up tomorrow, whenever. Thank you for having me, man. Have a good day, y'all.
But yeah,
I
get what you're saying though.
Yeah, because Jonathan, I wanna ask that because I want to get back real quick to that Chet Holmgren thing. So I'm gonna tell you the top 5 draft picks.
Yeah, let me see.
I want you to let me know. So as of right now, Houston is 1, Orlando is 2, Detroit is 3, OKC is 4, Indiana is 5.
I think Chet will probably be the best field OKC due to the fact they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and that pick and roll would be disgusting.
Vicious.
Out of all of them, I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best player in that top 5. It's in between him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not mad at. No, I'm not mad at that. I think some people are gonna try to make an argument for Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton's nice. I ain't gonna lie, he's nice, but he's not better than.
Yeah, I think some people are trying to make an argument for him. But no, I'm with you, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think of those in the top 5 teams, he definitely is the best player.
But I think, but no, that's a good thing. And then plus the Pelicans, Pelicans going to develop, and hopefully Zion play.
As of right now, Pelicans they got the 8th overall pick. That's the one they got from LA. I forgot
about Jaden Ivey from Purdue. That's a nice little solid pick. That would be a nice little guy too. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the draft is not. I don't think you got to like. I think the draft. Honestly, I think all the kids now, if you're that nice, you're just gonna go play G League for 1 year and develop. Because that actually looks the best. Jalen Green looked like he played with professionals, so I don't think the draft is going to be. I don't think college is going to be the new thing like it is for football. I think all the solid players, LaMelo Ball didn't play in college, Jalen Green didn't play in college. I think all the solid players now are going to play.
By the way, I messed up. I said Paulo Banchero went back. It wasn't him. It was homeboy who got injured.
Oh, I know you're talking about. You're talking about
tweaked his
from
ankle.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
No, not from Kentucky, from North Carolina.
Oh no, yeah, UNC. I think it was. Yeah, it was from the UNC.
Yeah, it was the best player. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, homeboy who tweaked his ankle.
I think UNC would have won if they would have, but I don't know. But what Brandon Ingram did yesterday, Ingram. Yeah,
Baycott. Yeah. Armando Baycott. He was the one. He's the one who went back. I remember, okay, because he did the whole thing like what Jordan did. I'm back. I was like, that's mad corny, but I love it though.
But about the Pelicans' pride, man, the Pelicans, they surprised me, but I think that's the only game they're gonna get. The Suns.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna say this or not. If they can somehow get one more game,
they can steal one home.
If you can steal one more and you can lose in 6, yo, you gotta look at Zion and say, "Fuck, man, we need to get you on this court as fast as possible."
I think Zion actually gonna think, because I think the problem with Zion wants to leave. I think New Orleans, because New Orleans, I get it's not a big market franchise, and he probably thought New Orleans sucked. But he's looking at this, and you're right. If they can get a solid 6 games, this will be good for him. They'll be up, and Zion probably think that they have me, because I know DeAndre Ayton and Cam Johnson, they can't guard me.
Right.
He's thinking, in the paint, nobody can guard me. If I just get the 2, if Zion can get the 270 or 260, and that's his play weight, it's a problem.
Yeah, I believe that. Put him at the 4.
Put him at the 4. You had that Valanciunas in him, bro. Then you still got Brandon Ingram. It's gonna be hard.
You got Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum.
It's gonna be hard not to say they're the second best young team in basketball. I don't think they're still better in Memphis with Zion. I don't care what nobody said. Memphis, it's because how they play with each other.
Yeah, they that would be great, but honestly, like me personally, bro. I don't think
they're better in Denver healthy, because when Joker has Jamal Murray healthy, Michael Porter, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, my thing is My thing is when it comes to this, because like here's the thing, like when it comes to the Pelicans and Zion, it's looking rough for them. Like I said, I hope he stays, but again, that's just me hoping. I think as time goes on, I think eventually he's going to get traded because Zion right now feels like he's healthy enough to play, and the Pelicans are saying, no, you're not. I call it the bizarre version of Kawhi Leonard, where Kawhi Leonard was like, oh, I'm hurt.
He probably wants him to lose weight. He's probably telling him, Zion, you need to lose weight before you play.
That's probably what it is, but throw the guy in there. If it's me, I'm throwing him in there only because think about it. When you throw him in there, he's not the number one option anymore. You can now if you want to have him be the number one option, you can do it in waves. You know what I mean? Where like you run some set plays for Zion, then you let Brandon Ingram cook, then you let CJ McCollum do his thing. You know what I mean? Like, because again, you got two other guys who could score the ball nicely. So it was like now you don't
McCollum makes the dudes better around him too, because he'll
and
since he's been there, he averages 25 and 8.
Yeah, he's starting to like that point guard role, like you said earlier. It
always got Herb Jones. Herb Jones is a nice up and coming dude. Herb Jones plays defense and he can shoot.
Yeah,
Alvarado, he plays defense very nice. They can still play. You still got Valanciunas. They got a nice little team.
They got something.
If they can just get a scorer like a professional scorer off the bench, I think
and you have them lead the second unit, you'll be good. Or if you want, you don't have to get that and just stagger Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, so that way one of them is on the court at all times. You know what I'm saying? So stagger those.
I think in this day and age you need a professional scorers off the bench because mostly every team got to score. All the best team basketball got to score off the bench. The Golden State got Curry, Jordan Poole, Phoenix. You can use Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne comes off the bench. Brooklyn, Patty Mills. Milwaukee, Grayson Allen. Like everybody, all the best teams have a score off the bench. Only team, I don't know Boston. So I'm trying to think if Boston.
For us, at times it's Marcus Smart.
Yeah, you need a score. Like you need a professional score off the bench. You need a score or that person that can make the team around you, make the whole thing around you better.
For us, what we do, it's either Marcus Smart. Sometimes if Pritchard is on fire, we give it to him.
Pritchard's nice. I can give you Pritchard.
But what Ime does, and this is what I like, he staggers their minutes. So that way, for at least 90% of the game, either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown is on the floor.
He needs to get a recommendation for Coach of the Year, too.
He should, but I give it to Taylor Jenkins, homie from Grizzlies, from Memphis.
Yeah, Taylor Jenkins. I don't think Taylor Jenkins or I forgot his name from Cleveland because he took him all the way to the 7th seed playing in Cleveland.
And Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Bickerstaff.
Yep.
You got Rod Collins. Sexton was hurt. Then Karis LeVert didn't play a lot of the season. Like they had to keep switching people out. Jarrett Jack's hurt.
Yep.
Like I'll give it to the Bickerstaff. Or I give it to Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins is a good one too.
Yeah. So
they're probably gonna give it to Monty Williams though. They 64 wins.
Probably
64 wins. By far the best team in the regular season. Everybody still think the Suns is the best team in basketball. I never thought that. I always thought it was the Milwaukee Bucks. But
well, there's before we hop off, there's one more thing I want to talk to you about. Deebo Samuel. So on Facebook,
most versatile player in football,
without a shadow of a doubt, and he's a top 5 wide receiver. I don't care what.
I think he's the best yards after the catch too. Whenever you touch the ball,
without a shadow of a doubt,
it's
reliable
to go 20 or 30 yards.
100%. I think he's up there. I've had people try to tell me Tyreek Hill is better than this man.
Tyreek Hill is nice. I like Tyreek Hill, but he can't.
Tyreek Hill's not top 5. That's just
I got to see him with Tua.
I'm just talking about right now. I'm talking about right now based on what happened. Not heading into the year, based on what happened. I'm not giving him top 5.
He had 16 touchdowns the year before, and he had like 12 this year though.
And that's fine. That's
receiving. I'm not talking about everything Tyreek Hill.
I'm talking about straight receiver. I like Deebo better. I like AJ Brown better. I like Michael Evans better. Or I like Keenan Allen better, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. You can make an argument for Adam Thielen. I'd even mention Cooper Kupp. A healthy OBJ is a problem. I'm at 9.
And you're saying Tariq.
I'm at 9 right now. So
I can see.
But we can have this argument another day. I promise you. We'll have this argument another day. I promise you. But for Deebo, right? I guess somebody put something on Facebook about, Deebo won more money and all this stuff. Somebody commented, trade him. His brother was like, don't worry, we asking for a trade. Which was like, LOL, right? Now, usually, when
it's not the fact that he want money. I was watching NFL Live and I was watching everything. It's not, he doesn't want to be with the 49ers. He wants
more money.
There's more money too, but I think he doesn't want to be with the 49ers. Honestly, I still think 49ers is a contender, but he's probably thinking we're not going to win nothing if Jimmy G's quarterback. That he doesn't want to say it. But everybody, it's the elephant in the room. The 49ers are legit a quarterback away from being the best team in football.
And the thing is like Trey Lance won't, in my opinion, Trey Lance right now, he's not going to fill that Jimmy G role.
Trey Lance, the reason they're keeping Jimmy G right now is because, one, they can't trade him, and two, Trey Lance
ain't ready.
Not developed.
Thank you. Dude, every time I say it, there's
developed.
Always someone saying I'm just being a hater and I don't know what I'm talking about.
He's not
and my thing is, hold on, if he was ready, they would have cut Jimmy G by now.
You see what they did with Pat Mahomes. Alex Smith was still nice. And Pat Mahomes, they traded him so Pat Mahomes can start in the beginning of the season. Everybody said that's crazy. Next thing you know, Pat Mahomes threw for 50 touchdowns.
Bro.
That's what happens when you're ready for a team. I don't think Trey Lance is ready. Honestly, I think the best quarterback in that draft, I think if you would have sat down a little bit and he would have been in the best situation, I think Justin Fields would have been in a better situation, been better than Trey Lance. Justin Fields shows you promise. And if you let him set back, Trey Lance, I don't have no problem with him getting drafted and he's coming out of North Dakota State, but it's the fact that he even played the season before. You're only going off 6 games with Trey Lance. So how do we know Trey Lance is as good as everybody say he is?
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said the dumbest thing the 49ers could have did, I would either got Mac Jones or I got Justin Fields. Both of them were playing out quarterback that you could have sat and they would have developed.
I thought they were gonna go for Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, I think, was going to be a way better situation. Justin Fields knew what he was doing. The problem was he was sometimes inconsistent, but if you fix some of his throwing motions, you can see during the middle of the season, like when the end of the season was coming, he was getting better and better.
His delivery was looking cleaner.
Yes.
His delivery was looking great.
I get Zach Wilson and I get Trevor Lawrence going first and second. Zach Wilson, they both look like they can be promised. I think Zach Wilson he's shit out of luck because he's on the Jets. And they haven't did nothing this off season to make him better. But Deebo Samuel, I don't think they're gonna. I think he just can't win with Jimmy G, and he sees Trey Lance. You got to realize he's seen the whole season last season, and he's gonna go to training camp too, probably most likely, and he's gonna see Trey Lance there, and he's gonna look. He won't be ready. It's probably like how Devontae Adams seen Jordan. What's the man name from Green Bay? I keep forgetting that dude's name. It's not Jordan Lynch. Is it Jordan? No, it's not Jordan Lynch. It's the quarterback that they picked up
for the Packers
at Utah State.
The Packers, you mean?
Yeah, for the Packers.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Yeah, Jordan Love. I'm thinking Jordan Lynch. I was old Northern Illinois. Jordan Love. Devontae Adams probably thought, Jordan Love. I've seen him in practice. I've seen him the past 2 years. When Aaron Rodgers retired, that man's no good. And that's probably why he left Las Vegas. And I think he's going to go. I think if they trade him, I think first off, wherever you go, he wants to be probably the highest paid receiver in football. I don't think he's as good as Devontae Adams. And I don't think he either wants to go to a contender or he wants to be the highest paid. I think how he was crying in the NFC Championship and he was legit hurt and he had the game of his life. I think he wants to go to contender with the conversation. So I think if he goes to a contender that can pay him a good amount, but not the highest paid, but at least top 5 money, and he's a contender, I think he'll be perfect. But the player that you're talking about, you definitely don't need to be talking about Deebo Samuel. The 49ers can make something work, or they just going to trade him and they're going to get something back. The person that people need to talk about is A.J. Brown with the Titans. He's the one having the problems. He's not even showing up to workouts. He's not showing. They're not signing him. And in my opinion, A.J. Brown deserves top 5 money. That's
Easily.
A.J. Brown is arguably top 3 or 4 most dominant receivers in the AFC.
You can make a case that he's top 5. You can make a legitimate
AJ
case
Brown
is
is a good case. You can make he's top 5.
He's a phenomenal case. But,
so the Titans not paying him. What I think the Titans are gonna do, they're thinking about Henry, but my thing is they're not paying AJ Brown. There's 3 wide receivers that's very much intriguing. Deebo Samuels, AJ Brown, and DK Metcalf. That's an intriguing one because DK, I think if I'm the Seahawks, they're gonna have to blow up one of them guys, Lockett or DK. Personally, I would rather have Lockett. I like Lockett.
I'll be honest with you.
I like Lockett more than I like DK.
Lockett, and well, from a trading aspect,
I'll trade DK more Lockett because you'll get DK. I think DK is the most overrated receiver in football. I do. DK, he's just fast and he's big.
Hold on. So he's just fast and he's big?
He can't run a route tree as well as all these other receivers. He doesn't have the hands as well as all the other receivers.
That's crazy. So that's funny you said that.
Because without Russ, Tyler Lockett was still putting up numbers without Russ. DK wasn't.
Well, it's because he really wasn't targeted that much.
Come on.
This is just me. If you watch it, remember now.
Who would you rather have, DK or Keenan Allen?
Me? Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, Keenan Allen, without a shadow of a doubt.
Who would you rather have, DK or Deebo Samuel?
Deebo Samuel easily without a shadow of a doubt.
DK or Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp without a shadow of a doubt.
DK, OBJ healthy.
Healthy? OBJ.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going to take DK.
DK or Adam Thielen. I would take DK over Stephon Diggs. I would take him over Adam Thielen.
But you're naming top 10 corn. You're naming top 10 receivers.
He's a top 10.
Fair.
People consider him a top 10 receiver. I would take him over Chase. I would take him over Jefferson. I would take him over Thielen.
I think with Thielen, you have an argument. I think with Thielen, you can.
No, Thielen better. Jefferson has 1,500 receiving yards, and Thielen still has 1,200 with 12 touchdowns.
Let me guess. You had DK on fantasy one year. He let you down, huh?
It was this year too. It was this year.
I knew it.
It was this year too. Thielen got off for me.
I like DK. I'm not gonna say he's the most.
If he goes to the Chiefs, though, the Chiefs is a problem. If he goes to the Chiefs might got better. Because Chiefs might got better if he goes to the Chiefs.
Wait, who? DK or Deebo?
DK. If Deebo, they talking about Deebo like the Chargers.
Yeah, because right now,
I know this because I'm a diehard Chargers fan, and I've been just looking at guys, and they said Deebo likes the Chargers. Deebo would not mind going to the Chargers. But my question is, who will we give up? My thing is, we would have to give up Mike Williams, and that
I would be okay with that short term.
Yes, because Mike Williams is.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, are you willing to go all? Which is the vibe that the Chargers.
No, I'll trade our first round. I'll trade our first pick I'll trade our first and a fourth for Deebo all day. Because I don't think
the Niners don't want that.
I don't think we'll get a better because I don't think we'll get a better receiver out this draft than Deebo. So
right now, no. Yeah, right now, no. So real quick, so Deebo Samuel has made his stance known. He's frustrated with the 49ers, and it seems he wants to play elsewhere. So with the draft only being 8 days away, let me ask you something. And then this is gonna be the last question, and then we'll go wrap it up because we're a little over and I'm about to get yelled at. With all of this going on, in 8 days it's the draft, that's when it kicks off. Do you think Deebo Samuel gets traded for draft picks? Or do you think that he's still on the Niners past the NFL draft and gets traded before the regular season? Or do you think he doesn't get traded, period?
I'm real big on if I'm on he doesn't get traded side, but if he does get traded, I think he's going to get traded before draft. And I think the teams that is going to consider trading for him is going to be a team with 2 draft. The best chance that somebody that they need to talk to, honestly, if you want to trade any of your receivers, the best team to probably talk to is the Philadelphia Eagles because they got the most compensation up the next 2 years. They got 2 first rounders next year. They got 2 first rounders this year. Eagles got, I think, like 10 picks this year. You could talk to the Chiefs. Chiefs also got 10 picks. They're going to, if they trade them, they're going to, that's why I think the Chiefs are so much in play because they're going to trade. If they trade him, they're going to trade him for 2 first rounders, Deebo. And
That's
for this
crazy.
year, I think he's going to get more compensation than Tyreek Hill because I believe Tyreek Hill, he's nice, and Deebo just doesn't care just about the money. And I think Deebo Samuel is more versatile, and Deebo Samuel, you got to realize they put Deebo Samuel, put him at running back, you put him wide receiver, you get him in the screen. Tyreek Hill can do all them things, but Deebo Samuel is just, he's more aggressive and he's gonna get the yards. But I think any of them receivers, if they get drafted on draft night, they're gonna get to one of them 2 and people that got 2 first round picks that needs a receiver. New Orleans is gonna be in play. If Los Angeles is in play and they really want Los Angeles is in play. You got a lot of teams that's going to be in play for them receivers. I personally, this is the first time I ever seen their free agency that they're trying that big name receivers. Basically, 2 top 10 receivers got traded, and they were on contender teams. It's getting crazy. You got a solid receiver and Jarvis Landry still out there. That would be a great slot receiver for any team. It's just crazy, but I think it's because how this wide receiver pool in the draft is so hyped, saying, "Oh, this is the best, this is the most fastest draft class, one of the best draft class in a long time." But so they'll get rid of their receivers that they got to pay 20 to 30 million instead of keeping them, which I believe is just crazy to me. I don't think a rookie receiver is always going to. I think us seeing the last 2 years that they just think rookie receivers just come out the womb and think, oh, they're impact players. You're not going to get a Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle every draft class. So you're not going to get a Justin Jefferson every draft class. They just came out because they went from some of the arguably the best wide receiving core schools in that country back to back. LSU is arguably the best team of all time, and the Alabama team next year. People don't realize that you're not going to get that every draft class. That Ohio State class with Garrett Wilson and Christian Olave, I think the Chargers are going to get Christian Olave if we get him, and I like him. He's solid. He's fast. He'll be a good deep threat receiver and speed receiver. But I don't think they're going to be as good, as impactful their first season as Chase and Jefferson. Those dudes are just, and Waddle and Smith, those dudes are just they're generational wide receivers.
Right. And here's my thing when it comes to like this wide receiver class. I like it. I think it's solid. I really do. It's a good class.
Drake London, I've seen him. Drake London is not that good. He's hyped because most of these players are hyped because of the school they went to.
I mean, that's a possibility. Look, for me, the way I look at it is I think it's a solid class. I said it before, and I'll say it to my dying breath. This is a very good draft class, top to bottom, outside of quarterbacks. Period. Like I think
100%. I think this is probably one of the weakest quarterback draft class
without a shadow of a doubt.
Because there's no quarterback that they got going in the top 10.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. If you say Malik Willis it's a Malik Willis sweepstakes, that just lets you know you're down and you're down bad.
No, but if you see his arm talent crazy.
That's fine. His arm talent is so great that no one cares. Let's just get that one out the way. Let's just call it what it is. Like, it's all manufactured hype. That's
another guy that I think needs to sit down. I think the Colts should draft him and have him sit down because that's who needs to get a quarterback in the future.
Listen, I said this right now. If anybody takes a quarterback in like the first round, if I'm running the team, I'm firing you. Point blank period. I'm firing you. I don't care what quarterback we have. No quarterback here is with a first round draft pick. I am firing you.
I think Pritchard is.
No. Listen, Kenny Pickett's no. Listen, we only started talking about him because of the fake slide, and that's it. He doesn't do the fake slide.
Desmond Miles from.
You said what?
Oh, Desmond from Cincinnati.
Desmond Ridder?
Yeah.
I like him, but that's why I'm glad he took another year. I'm glad he took a year.
Hold it real quick, bro.
All right, do you think, bro? Do you think? But like this is why I'm saying like some of these guys have to take another year. Desmond Ridder understood. Look, I need one more year, and it's okay to need that more time in college. You know what I mean? It's okay for you to need that time. But don't sit here and tell me that a guy like Malik Willis is so great. He's so this kid is so sensational. He's once in a generation. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. The dude is he's okay at best. Again, at best. I'm not going to waste my time with pretending and hoping and squinting and saying, oh, maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's great. No, I'm not going to waste my time saying any of that stupid stuff.
I don't know, man. I think the draft, the quarterback pool is bad. I ain't gonna lie, it's not. It's below average. You got to realize all the quarterbacks that came out last year. Let's be real. The NFL right now, besides like a few teams, does need a quarterback. I think this is the most deepest the quarterback pool has ever been in the NFL. I think all the contenders have a quarterback. All the young teams have a quarterback. There's only a few people. Indianapolis need to get a quarterback of the future. Los Angeles is going to have to find a quarterback in the future because Matt Stafford.
And I said it before, the only people who should get right now are
not Green Bay. But I say teams that have a quarterback.
Yeah, and you can afford to sit them down for their rookie contract. Like that's the only people who should get them. Like you said, the Rams, Tampa Bay, right? Guys that you already have something now.
I think Tom Brady probably telling Tampa Bay, y'all need to draft a quarterback.
He probably is saying that. He probably is. I wouldn't be surprised.
The Colts, that's one team.
That's another. Yep, that's another team. You can see the Colts, right?
I don't care what y'all say, Houston, because David Mills is not the answer.
Well, here's the thing with that, though. I mean, even though David Mills isn't the answer, though, you got to remember, though, you're still on a bad team, so just you can still kind of give him some time.
You think the Giants need to draft a quarterback soon?
They need to figure out what the hell they're doing before you even think about a quarterback. You need to figure out.
Giants been on a rebuild for the past 10 years.
Like honestly, bro. Honestly, it's been wild, bro. Like they're like, oh yeah, we got to figure out what's going on with our stuff, with our quarterback situation, but then they don't do anything. You know what I mean? You got to open up the playbook for this dude, for Daniel Jones to figure out whether or not he's good. We haven't
seen Daniel Jones there's they got Daniel Jones weapons. They still got the worst lineup.
Exactly. Like you're not helping him, right? You're not helping him at all.
I think the front office and the coaching staff has very much just made Daniel Jones look terrible. I think they ruined his confidence.
Right. Probably.
He honestly would be best if he sit down somewhere. I think if he sit down somewhere, like for example, if he go to Tampa Bay, he sit down under Brady. I think he'll be.
I think he'll be solid. I don't think
he's Daniel Jones when he's hot. Daniel Jones is
hot.
Like you can't stop him. That's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of quarterbacks. That's why I'm like in NFC East. I'm like, you guys talking about Dak Prescott? Like if Dak Prescott is not as good as everybody make him say.
I've been screaming that for years. I'll tell you this right now. I will tell you this right now.
Carson Wentz, we all know about Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts is not the answer. Jalen Hurts is terrible.
He is.
Jalen Hurts, 50%. He has a 50%. Throwing for 131 yards is not good.
How long has he been in the league for?
2 years.
Okay.
Well, you think they try comparing to Lamar Jackson's first 2 years.
Well, excuse me. He does the same thing Lamar does. So if you like Lamar and hate Jalen Hurts, that's inconsistent.
Oh, it's not true. He's not as good as Lamar. Lamar's stuff changed into wins. Most of his stuff is during chump change hours, like when the Eagles are blown out. Eagles game ever since they
again, he does the same thing. They're both run first.
Eagles winning a lot.
They're both run first with suspect arms.
Lamar's getting better and better.
Because okay, Lamar's a little faster. What do you do? There's still run first quarterbacks with suspect arms. Period.
Lamar can still give you like 3,500 yards with 1,200 rushing yards. Jalen Hurts not giving you 1,200 yards. You think Lamar can give you 3,500?
No. You're talking about throwing the ball?
Yes. I think he's gonna give you 3,500 this season, and then when you do try, I'm gonna look straight at you.
I don't know because I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
And plus, the Ravens offensively didn't.
No, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing.
What receiver they have?
Hollywood is a great. He's a great receiver. Hollywood's a great receiver. He's a legitimate number one. The thing is, y'all say he's not to try to cover up the failure that Lamar Jackson brings to the table. He can't throw a lick. He can't throw a lick.
When he's inconsistent, he's off. I'll give you that. He's off.
But the inconsistencies with throwing the ball is way too much. It's way too much. Y'all make jokes about Tua Tagovailoa. Have you seen Lamar Jackson throw the ball?
Hey, at least Lamar would throw
horrible.
At least Lamar would throw it 30 or 40 yards. Tua.
When
he will launch it. Tua won't launch it at all.
Out of your mind. You are
Tua's dinking and dunking.
That's exactly. Hold on. First of all, he dinks and dunks it because that's what the offense calls him. This is the same thing I said about Mac Jones.
They got the worst line. No. I think the Dolphins too got terrible offensive line too. That's the main reason.
Oh, they got a horrible offensive line, but I just think it's what the thing calls for. I really do.
I don't think so because Tua was launching it in Alabama. That's why I think.
And that's what I'm saying. So when
I think they're changing the offense to Alabama's old offense, and they're gonna build.
They're doing that now.
Building that lineup, and I think Tua is gonna have. They're talking about this is a make or break year for Tua. It is, but I think Tua is gonna show you that I think Tua is going to fight at least 4,000 yards this year.
I think so.
4,000.
Well, he's going to need to. He's going to need to prove that he's legit.
No, they're not going to win their division still. I think Buffalo's the best team in football, but they're better in New England.
We'll see.
Y'all got better.
But here's my thing, because you said Lamar would throw for 3,500 yards. The dude has never been anywhere near it. Ever in his career. Ever.
I think he can. I think he can do it this year.
He can't right now. It's too inconsistent. His arm is too inconsistent.
He was doing better with his arm before he got hurt.
No, he wasn't. No, he was. Did you see the Miami Dolphins game? Did you see the Miami Dolphins game?
The Dolphins game was rough. You seen the Denver game?
You said what?
You seen the Denver game?
Yes. And it's funny. For every game he does that, there's 3 more that he's horrible. So congratulations. In terms of throwing the ball, he gave me 2 back-to-back 300 yards.
Eli Manning made a career out of that.
And everyone knows my stance on Eli Manning. Everyone knows my stance.
He's still walking his way to the Hall of Fame. I don't like him either, but he's still walking his way to the Hall of Fame. I'm saying some people
only because he beat the Patriots twice. That's it. Outside of that, there's
he's also top 10 in touchdowns, and he only missed 1 game his whole career.
And had a 500 record.
Facts.
Never won an MVP. Never was even in consideration of an MVP. Ever. When it came to MVP award, people forgot Eli Manning even played.
And he's a Manning too. That's Peyton's little brother.
It's gonna be the name and the 2 Super Bowls that's get him through. That's what it's gonna be.
I don't know, but it's mostly a quarterback-driven league now. Like everywhere, I don't know unless you're a quarterback, unless you know your quarterback's out to retire soon. I wouldn't draft a quarterback anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you have your quarterback for the
unless your quarterback you really need one and you think that's the guy, like I wouldn't be mad if Pittsburgh would have got Pickett. I wouldn't because they need a quarterback. If Mitchell Trubisky is your best starting quarterback option, I'm trying to find a quarterback.
I don't think he's that bad. I don't think Mitchell Trubisky's that bad.
You think Lamar Jackson is bad, but Mitchell Trubisky's not? Mitchell Trubisky's
throwing the ball. Lamar Jackson's horrible. Have you seen his percentage when he's throwing the ball 10+ yards?
Yeah, it's bad. It's very
no. It's not bad. It's horrible. Horrible. Have you seen
But
how
he still wins games.
They're
They're still a playoff team. They still win their division almost every year.
But now you're continuously changing the narrative, which is why Lamar Jackson fans that's why I can't talk to a Lamar Jackson fan. In terms of a quarterback,
they're winning.
Throwing the
winning
ball
matters, Pride.
He's trash. Until you get to the playoffs and the dude is shook because he gets shut down.
Oh.
So come on,
I think
bro.
he's getting better. He just won his first one 2 years ago. And then the only reason the Ravens didn't make it this year is because they were hurt. Their whole team, I don't know what happened. Their whole team tore ACL.
And it's fine. They would have made the playoffs and got bounced immediately in the wild card. That's it.
No, I think they took 2 games against the Bengals.
Negatory.
The Bengals.
Negatory.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Bengals still the best team in that division. But I think Lamar makes it very hard for them to just be like, oh, we're the best team. We're in the number one division.
No, he doesn't. No, because the Bengals are the number one team in that division.
But the Ravens still got number one defense, and you can't stop Lamar. It's hard to stop him. People say all you gotta do is just force him to throw, and people still pass rush him.
I'm not. Here's the problem with that. You say, oh, it's not hard. It's so hard to stop Lamar, but it's not though. It's not.
If it's so easy, he wouldn't win 10+ games almost every year.
You said what?
If it was so easy, he wouldn't win 10+ games almost every year.
And again, how many of those came because of the defense?
There's a few games because of the defense.
There's a good chunk. But
when
the guy's missing Mark Andrews wide open, when he misses Sammy Watkins wide open.
Because you're worried about Lamar. Come on, Lamar. If you have Lamar, you got to have a tight end. You got to have like a corner and safety.
You have to have a tight end because you need someone to throw under because past 5 yards, the guy throws helicopters. That's why you need Mark Andrews. That's why Hollywood doesn't look good because he's a speeder. He's a speedster. Now, mind you, I'm not going to sit here and scream that he's a top 10 corner, a wide receiver, but he's still a viable number one option. And the reason he looks bad is because he thrives off speed, and Lamar Jackson can't throw worth a lick past 10 yards.
You're one of them guys that think Baker Mayfield is not that bad.
Baker Mayfield's a starting caliber quarterback in the league.
But
you can shake your head no all you want.
But Lamar?
Can he throw the ball, yes or no? Can he throw the ball past 10 yards, yes or no?
Who, Baker?
No, I'm talking about Lamar. Can Lamar throw the ball past 10 yards, yes or no?
He can throw it past 10 yards. He's inconsistent. I'll give you he's inconsistent. Baker Mayfield just horrible.
He's horrible past 10 yards.
Baker Mayfield's horrible in general. You seen all them
Baker Mayfield's horrible. Hold on, time out. So you're giving the injury excuse to Lamar, but not to Baker? Come on,
Baker did mess up his shoulder. He did mess up his shoulder, but we seen Lamar. All right, Baker.
Because you're trying to pass off Lamar Jackson as a generational talent. I'm just saying Baker can start. We're on
Lamar is a generational talent. With his legs and how dynamic he is. We haven't seen nobody that dynamic since Vic. Well, my fault, Cam.
Dude can't throw the ball worth a lick past 10 yards, and I'm supposed to sit here and say he's a great quarterback.
I'm not gonna say. All right, I'll give you say not great quarterback. He's an athlete,
like that, and that's why I keep saying throwing the ball.
Then why do they keep winning? They're
winning because when you run the ball, A, you're milking the clock, and B, they have a great defense. You're saying all this stuff about winning until it gets to the playoffs, and all of a sudden they can't win. Why can they not win in the playoffs? Why are they 1-3?
You can say the same thing about Green Bay.
That's because Aaron Rodgers can't handle the moment. That's the problem with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers can't handle the moment. I've been screaming this for years.
Okay,
I've been literally screaming that for years, and everyone's been mad at me. And this is the first year people finally got on my boat. They lucky I made room for them. I almost became a gatekeeper. I almost said, nope, you're not allowed to be like this. But I decided to be nice.
I agree. It's always been Aaron Rodgers in the moment.
He can't handle the moment as much as people want him to. Because as soon as he sees the writing on the wall, he plays very tentative. So that way he can say, look at my stats, it's not my fault.
Because sometimes I'll be thinking it's defense too. Because you got to realize before like 3 or 4 years ago, the Packers always defense was terrible. Rodgers was carrying them, and the only reason they lost is because Rodgers put up 35 and the defense give up 36. Now this year, with the defense actually being solid in the last 2 years, the defense actually being solid, and Aaron Rodgers had a chance to tie the game or put the lead up, it's always somehow a goose egg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But again, that's just all I'm saying. Again, throwing the ball, Lamar Jackson can't do it. That's not even a hot take. It's a hot take to try to give him excuses. It's a hot take to try to give him excuses. Because if people are telling me, oh, yeah, he's getting better. He's getting better. He's getting better. And I'm like, dude, 2 years in a row, he hasn't even reached 3,000 yards.
I get that.
2 years in a row. So again, throwing the ball, horrible. He can't throw the ball. Now, can he run? Is he electric? Sure. I'm not taking that from him. I'm not. But as a quarterback, you're not going to win doing that.
You're not. Take to the playoffs. He can get you a division win. All you need, if he can win the conference one and just win 2 games, you're in the Super Bowl.
But the problem is he can't win you those 2 games. No, it's very rare for a run for his team to win the Super Bowl. It's very rare.
Yeah, Rousey. It's a scheme matchup to scheme offensive. Sometimes it's a scheme matchup, and sometimes football is more set on matchups than any other sport.
I don't know. People tell me that, but Tom Brady, who's the most immobile quarterback, dominated the league. So I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Okay, so
he has their career.
But he just came over to Tampa.
That's different. I don't know. Tom Brady's the greatest player in sports history.
So
one of the greatest players in sports history.
This is all I'm saying, man. This is all I'm saying.
But it's matchups. Besides Tom Brady, most of it's matchups. You said, I bet you even said as a fan of your team, I'm like, all right, if we play this team in the playoffs, we're screwed. But if we play them first, we got a chance. I'm a Chargers fan. I was looking into the playoffs when I thought we was gonna make. I said, all right, if we go against Buffalo, I don't know about Buffalo, but
that's not a scheme. But
if we go against Cincy,
that's not a scheme.
We got it.
That's not a scheme thing.
Because of this, how the matchup is. It's the matchup.
But that's not a scheme. That's based on talent.
No, it's not based on talent.
Yes,
we're just as much talented as Buffalo. Buffalo is just
now
set up.
Now,
even last year.
No, y'all weren't.
Our offensive wise, I take Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert could have got us in the shootout against Buffalo.
No, you guys.
It was just our run defense.
It
was the worst in football.
Which honestly, even then, your pass defense would have been very suspect against a very potent Bills defense or Bills offense. But
yeah, I'm about to say I ain't gonna lie. Any defense against that Bills offense probably still put 30.
Look, this is all I'm gonna say. And this is all I'm gonna say. At the end of the day, Lamar Jackson can't throw worth a lick. Period. He can't. We've seen it. This is just the reality of the situation. Can he get better? Perhaps. But
they're saying that, but we've seen dudes like Vic lead his team to the NFC Championship. Lamar Jackson can lead his team to the AFC Championship. All you need is
no.
I think so.
Not without the ability to throw consistently.
I think he's going to get better this year. He's getting better and better every year.
How can you say that? How can you say that? Explain. How can you say that? How can you say that?
So this year, when you looked at the eye test this year, you didn't say, oh, Lamar got better with his arm.
No.
You think it's just as bad?
Bro. I based on the eye test, I thought he looked worse. I've never seen a quarterback since Tim Tebow throw this many helicopters and get praised for it. Ever.
No, there's Jay Cutler because people love Jay Cutler.
Nah, but Jay Cutler didn't throw as many helicopters as Tim Tebow. I don't know what the love affair with old Jay Cutler was. I don't know what that love affair was.
You know I was 10 and 11 years old. Like, bro, he can't play.
I'm saying, bro. I'm like, what do y'all see? Like I did this whole bit with my mom. Like I told my mom I couldn't see, and she actually took me to an eye doctor, and they were like, "What makes you think you can't see?" And I straight up told her, "Oh, because people think Jay Cutler's nice." And then I got home, my mom beat me because she was like, "I made her waste all this time and shit." No, I actually did a whole thing. Swear to God. Mom didn't even know who Jay Cutler was. She didn't even know who Jay Cutler was. So luckily I had a dude doctor, so he knew, so he started laughing. So I was like, it's fine. But nah, bro. Lamar can't throw right now. Can he get better? Perhaps.
I think he could take his team to the. If you're I think you're a good quarterback. You could take your team at least to the playoffs. I think he could take them to at least to the division round.
I don't think so.
Right
and
now,
if he goes there, he ends up getting smacked.
And then, how stacked the AFC is, I wouldn't be mad at some people. There's only a few teams. The AFC is the only conference. This is the first time in many years that I've seen there's legit 7 or 8 teams that are Super Bowl contenders. Like if they go, they're winning. Now the NFL it's either Tampa Rams versus whoever makes it out the AFC, whoever makes out the AFC West or North.
I don't know, man.
Because I don't think Cleveland's going to be as good as everybody make them seem. But then you got.
Well, here's the thing. I said it before. Amari Cooper as your number one receiver, you're fucked. That's it.
No, he's nice. He's terribly inconsistent. He's terrible.
No, that's what I'm saying. Him as your number one, you're fucked.
But I say Amari Cooper will get you a 200-yard game, and the next thing you know, he'll get 12.
And then he'll check out because it's too hard. I'll call him the Dak Prescott of wide receivers.
If they were stupid, I would have kept Jarvis Landry.
110%. Why you let Jarvis Landry walk?
Because he thought Baker Mayfield was going to be quarterback. That's why.
They should have told him. They should have given him a heads up and be like, "Hey, yo,
even Deshaun Watson." I think he would have stayed. It was like, "Hey, you get Watson? All right, I'll stay." And then plus, you got to realize all that money Watson got, it's going to be hard to pay anybody for a very long time. So Cleveland window is now.
100%.
I mean, if they don't win in the next, I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're better than the Bengals still. The Bengals legit was missing one thing, and they upgraded it.
Yeah, offensive line. That's it.
If they get offensive line and you give Joe Burrow time, he's probably throwing for 5,000 yards this year. But that's on me. But I'm confident in my charge. I think we're making it out. So.
No, y'all have a legitimate chance. You have a legitimate chance.
The first time in my whole life I've seen us actually go after free agents.
So you're kind of like confused. You're like, what's going on? What are y'all doing?
When I seen us trade for Khalil Mack, I said, y'all really trying to change the culture. I said, we got Justin Hurt. I said Justin Hurt, and then we got J.C. Jackson too. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's
y'all better treat him good.
And I hope he's not like one of them New England guys that like he was fire in New England. The reason they got rid of him because he's not as what he wanted to be paid. Then he goes somewhere else and stinks up the joint because New England's known for doing things like that. Stephon Gilmore wasn't as who we thought he was going to be when he went to Carolina.
No, he was.
But what is he? He's on the Rams now, right? No, he's not on the Rams. I forgot where Gilmore. He went to the Colts. They're about to be.
Yeah. He went to the Colts. That's what.
Yeah, because he got a nice look. Hopefully, but I said, now they're talking about we're going to play for Deebo. I said, we're going to win now. I said, F them draft picks like the Rams said.
On God, bro. On God. 100%.
We can get, I'm like, all I think we need is honestly a slot receiver and tight end play. If we can get a solid tight end because Jared Cook is awful, but
he's not that bad.
Jared Cook, there's a reason why he went to 7 different teams.
Whoa.
There's games that teams lose, and it's because of Jared Cook.
Well, but here's the thing, though. The reason why, and here's what people need to understand. Jared Cook is a solid tight end. He's a good tight end. But people try to treat him like he could be a number one receiver. Like they've tried to put him in that Travis Kelce type of role. And it's like, that's not him. Like, for some reason, they keep doing that, thinking that that's what he's going to do. And it's like, that's not him. That's not his role. Like, I don't know why they keep doing that to him. You know what I mean? When you put him in a role where it's just like, you'll get like 4 or 5 targets a game, and that's only based on checkdowns because no one else is open. That's where he's all right. That's where he's good because he'll catch those. It'll be a 3-yard completion. He'll extend it to 5, maybe 6. And now instead of 2nd and 10, you're looking at manageable 3rd and 4. That's where he's solid.
I've seen games. We lost the Chiefs game. No, it wasn't the Chiefs game. We lost the Dallas game. This man got 2 touchdowns called back. He fumbled and missed touchdowns against the season opener.
He got a fumbling issue. I ain't even gonna hold you there. He got a fumbling issue.
Yes, it's terrible.
Yeah, no, that right there, I can't excuse. I cannot excuse that because, like, the dude gets, if it's flag football, he gets his flag ripped out. It's a fumble. Like, the dude just.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, there's no reason, but I'm confident Keenan Allen, the best third down receiver in football. You got Mike Williams. Mike Williams is a good deep threat. We still got good young ones with Guyton and Palmer. I like Parham. I like. All we need, I really want us to get. All I want us to get is legit. If we can, either we get Jordan Davis, we get another right tackle. I hope Manning, and then in the second or third round, we get like a running back that can like a 3-down running back. I like Austin Eckler.
Oh, so you're talking about like a third down power back.
Yeah, like Thunder and Lightning. Because I think we throw the ball too much. Austin Eckler is nice. He's a nice little he reminds me. Austin Eckler is like a Tariq Cohen, but better. He's better.
You know what he reminds me? He reminds me of Reggie Bush.
Yeah, he's more Reggie Bush. He gonna get you 20 touch. He gonna get you like 20 touchdowns total. He can get you 11 touchdowns rushing and 8 receiving. But I think we need like a running back that we know for sure. Hey,
like a third down bell cow.
Yeah, he could run 1,000 yards. He can get 1,000 yards.
What you think about Justin Jackson? You got backup. Don't you think he can do it?
I like Jackson, but Jackson, he also got a fumbling problem too.
Nah, you're right, Coach. You got it. Because I remember when this dude was
Justin Jackson's nice. Justin Jackson and Joshua Kelly, they're nice little backs, but they got a fumbling problem too. I'm not big on. I think that running back by committee, unless you have we got the quarterback, but I think now how football is going is, I think you got to be more balanced. Unless you got a coach that scheme is legit, running ball that's legit. Right. That's why the 49ers and the Rams always can run the ball so effectively because how their schemes is set up. They're going to run the ball. They're going to get 1,000 yards in the season.
Yeah.
Even you talking about Cam Akers. You talking about that man got Tevin Coleman, Mozart. Kyle Shanahan got them dudes paid. It's how the scheme is set up. If we got a scheme like that, but we don't have a scheme like that. Brandon Staley, I don't know if he knows what he's doing, but we don't have a scheme like that. I think we need like and how the AFC West is set up. Josh Jacobs, 1,000-yard rusher. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 1,000-yard rusher. And Javonte Williams, 1,000-yard rusher. They can do that. We're going to need somebody to do that too, unless they're just going to stack them. Unless they're just going to have Herbert just throw it. And I don't think that's be good for him right now to just throw for 40 or 50 yards every game. A running back got to get 100 yards. Austin Eckler get like 100 yards total, but we got to get 100 rushing yards. And that'd be our problem. And when we're up, we can just do that instead and burn the clock down instead of having teams a chance to come back. Because right now, the Raiders got the best running back in the division.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs is a monster. Then the Broncos with Javonte Williams. He's getting better. Like, we got to get better off. Like, defensively is the big thing in AFC West, but we got to get better in the run attack too, because I'm not trying to just throw the ball and Pat Mahomes. We're down, and they're only down by 3, and we throw the ball, and it's a 4th down. We got Pat Mahomes 13 seconds.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, another thing y'all also got to learn. Field goals. You got to love them. You got to love them, Brandon Staley. Do better, bro.
Punting field goals, man. That we lost 4. We literally, I count how many games we lost due to coaching adjustments, and it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, easily.
Especially last game of the season was a big thing because he wanted to tie the game. They wanted to. That hurt me. They wanted
That's
to.
The part. Yeah,
the game.
I don't know if.
I call timeout.
I don't know if you saw it. But they were talking. Who was it? It was
the Raiders. You heard what the Raiders?
Max Crosby. It was Max Crosby talking to Austin Eckler. He was like, "Yeah, bro, we wanted to tie it." And Austin Eckler was like, "Serious? Damn."
No, you heard what the GM said. The GM and the head coach. They said, "Oh yeah, we thought about tying it, but he called timeout."
He's like, "All right, you want to call timeout? Let's get it then."
I'm like, "You really?" I'm like, "Bro, we couldn't stop them all game." Which is another underrated quarterback, Derek Carr, very underrated, but
disrespected. Yep.
I'm like, they were going to tie the game. I'm like, they ran the ball. I'm like, don't call no timeout. Just going to run the game out. And boom, it's over with. We're both in the playoffs. We're both in the playoffs. And we would have put a better fight up than New England.
We're not talking anymore. This has been ASAP in the morning. I'm not going to go back down that path. Nope. It was bad because I considered it a dub. I considered it a dub if they didn't score 50. Like, that's how bad that thing was. I was like, they scored like 40-something. Only drive they had where they didn't score was because they didn't feel like it.
Hopefully, y'all think y'all getting a receiver for your first round pick?
Honestly, no. I would say defense. Who was it? I was talking to mom. We actually did a whole show on this. I wanted to get what's homeboy's name. He's a inside linebacker, but he could do both. So he could play the 4-3 and the 3-4. He's mad athletic, so he could rush the line.
That's a must in football. Now you got to have multiple.
Yeah, he could rush. He could rush it, and then he's solid.
Who he play for?
Oh my God, hold on. Let me see, bro.
I want us to get Jordan Davis so we can stop our run, and he's fast defensive tackle. That's who I want. Jordan Davis or Manning for our right tackle. But they saying how it's looking. We're gonna get everything. We're gonna get a right tackle. We're getting another corner. Mm-hmm. Like our draft class is right. I'm like our draft is. We need another corner. Like a nickel corner, slot, and a right tackle. That's our
Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd.
It's a nice one.
It was Devin Lloyd from Utah.
That's a nice one. I wouldn't be surprised y'all go with defense.
I think we should.
I need to go for corner though. Who's y'all other corner? Y'all got rid of Gilmore and Jackson. Y'all still got McCourtney.
The other, we got.
I'm surprised y'all. I would have been in run for Honey Badger too though.
Well, we were, but then we kind of fell out. Another dude from Clemson. What's his name? He's my lord. It's Andrew something from Clemson. I think his last name begins with a B. Hold on. Oh, I found it right. Andrew Booth. Andrew Booth Jr.
That's who y'all corner is?
No. That's what I'm saying. Who we should get from in the draft.
Yeah.
From the corner. Because I mean, our cornerback room is solid. I ain't
gonna. One thing Bill know how to do is develop a secondary.
Right. Which is kind of why I'm like,
But Stephon Gilmore was Defense Player of the Year. J.C. Jackson, he led the NFL in interceptions. That's why I hope. Like, if with J.C. Jackson, this is what I'm saying with our offense, our defensive scheme, and I think he wants to run. Brandon Staley wants to run how he ran with. His specialty is second his defensive backs. Yeah, so how he's gonna run like whatchamacallit.
Our number one corner, because I remember we just brought back Malcolm Butler, so we have him. Mills is probably going to be our number 2, which I mean is okay.
I like McCourtney, but y'all not getting rid of McCourtney. There's 2 players I know y'all not going to get rid of: Matthew Slater and McCourtney.
Fuck no way, ain't no way. All right, let's wrap it up, bro, because I'm gonna be yelled at for having this thing too long. But Deontay, appreciate you being here, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, you have a good day, bro. I'll see you in the morning tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We'll be back here tomorrow morning. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe, baby.
Whole sports, all plays. Yeah. Whole sports, all plays. Whole sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports, all plays.